What is everybody? Welcome in Truth and Transparency. Thanks for being here live 2:30 on a Thursday, April 16th. Yes, this is TNT. Aidan Kearney, perjury alert. Well, this is absolutely wild. I mean, wild. So here you go. Take a look right here. This is number 55 in Aidan Kearney's affidavit. That means sworn statements under the penalties of perjury, like the pains and penalty of perjury. Aidan Kearney says, number 55, in January, Meredith released another video showing impounded materials given to my defense team. This time it was grand jury minutes from Lindsay Gaetani's testimony in my case. See Exhibit 36. Now, well, what's Exhibit 36? I was blown away. Exhibit 36 up here. This is the old M can't come to the phone. That's a Twitter right there. Do you see what's right underneath this? YouTube grand jury leaked testimony. That is my Truth and Transparency YouTube video production broadcast being attributed to Meredith O Neil. In January, Meredith released another video showing impounded materials given to my defense team. This time it was grand jury minutes from Lindsay Gaetani's testimony in my case. Released another video. January of 2026, my channel, me, Truth and Transparency, he knows me. He knows Truth and Transparency put out that video, not Meredith O Neil. Meredith O Neil has absolutely nothing to do with Truth and Transparency, has never had anything to do with Truth and Transparency. Okay. And for this purpose and being drug in, this is his affidavit, his sworn statements. This is a flat out fucking lie. This is a lie. And I most certainly contacted the South Boston courts this morning. You're not going to drag me in to your toddler tantrum shit. This is fabricating, falsifying. This is a flat out fucking lie. Again, his affidavit. Then he goes, this is what he says. Then he says, see Exhibit 36. And he then attaches this as his proof. And then Exhibit 36, if he put any of that in audio form, that production was made out of Columbus, Ohio, and it is my material. I own it. That's my video, and that was attributed to, and he testified to Meredith leaking the grand jury. So not only did he write an affidavit, we all watched the damn hearing, he then puts the exhibit, this screenshot, and then he goes as far as to, I don't know if there's video of it. That was myself, and I actually had Bella doing, because it was like a 2-part read. This is absolutely fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. And so the lies. Again, this is no different than what he did when he said that Ryan Waters threatened him and his kids and shit like that, and all that crap that he made up a fake Facebook account. Keep me out of your bullshit. This is not this is my video. I have no idea why you're attributing it to, like, this is personal knowledge. And now it makes perfect sense as to why he was never mentioning my name nor my channel leading up until that hearing. He stayed away from it. Well, it makes perfect sense because you are trying to attribute truth and transparency in a video that I made to being that of Meredith O Neil's. That video was made in January of 2026. Yeah. Jesus Christ is all I have to say. Who lies to get a restraining order? I can't get in any trouble. This is all about lying. This is all about he himself. He got into a lot of trouble. This is perjury. This is perjury. And like I said, you can read my description here in the video. I went to the courts and I spoke with the South Boston clerk of courts and the assistant. None of that's necessary, but I did what I needed to do. You can get the fuck up out of here. Who the hell lies to go get a restraining order on somebody? Who pretends to be scared? But then to see this shit, Jesus, I mean, what the fuck are you even, what are you doing? Like, this is the easiest thing to prove, like, false. Again, in January, doesn't give like a date, just in January, Meredith released another video showing impounded materials given to my defense team. This time it was grand jury minutes from Lindsay Gaetani's testimony in my case, see Exhibit 36. That's absolute craziness right here. So, and then, so here we go. A little clip for you guys. Don't think it's perjury, Lindsay. Well, I think you need to go get some lessons in law. Do you know what an affidavit is? Lindsay tweeted your link. That has nothing to do with shit. The fuck? Are you kick this person out? I can't handle it. People, if you don't have brains, I'm good. Okay, so check this out. Here you go. Take this one. Here you go.
To judges. I show guess what? If have I shown the receipts? No. I don't show receipts to Twitter. I show receipts to judges. That's what
Yep, this was used when I made my nice I talked on the phone. I had to send stuff through email. This video 1000%. My digitals will prove so many things about what this man is alleging is absolutely false. But not only that, I mean, he testified to it under oath in his live testimony, attributing Lindsay Gaetani or Meredith O Neil to making a video leaking, what was it? Lindsay Gaetani's shit. Are you an absolute fucking idiot? But hey, I don't put receipts out to Twitter. I give them to judges. Well, fuck, I told you guys he doesn't give receipts, period. He has little Temu receipts. He falsifies everything he ever does. It's all a lie. His baseline is a lie. He is a lie. Okay? When your baseline is a lie, I mean, then you gotta start tracking the truths, okay? So I've just the audacity. And then for the people out there with like loophole lawyer, hey, if he's such a big and bad loophole lawyer, stop doing the clip of Brian Higgins and actually say his name, the real killer. let's see you have some real cahoons. It's crazy. Just flat out lies. He's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot. And all this stuff, the Commonwealth just sits back and they just gather it all. They gather it all. To literally use against him in November. Because for whatever reason, he thinks this type of shit matters. These ROs and whatever the fuck else he wants to do. These little baby battles within himself. He's only setting himself up to lose the biggest war of his life. So, just absolutely what a fucking idiot. I mean, there's just no words. There's no words for how stupid what he just did was. Again, if you're just joining, welcome to the transparency. Appreciate you being here. Aidan Kearney goes ahead and files an affidavit. And here, number 55, he says, in January, Meredith released another video. Okay. Meredith released another video showing impounded materials given to my defense team. This time, it was grand jury minutes from Lindsay Gaetani's testimony in my case. See Exhibit 36. Well, Exhibit 36, what is it? He tries to use my video right here, YouTube video, says grand jury leak testimony. That's all my shit. And attribute it here and make it seem like this is Meredith. This is Meredith releasing a video. My name is cut out completely everywhere on here. Truth and transparency, yada, yada, yada. And I'm going to show you this presentation. So again, that's affidavit paragraph 55, and it's Exhibit 36. And now let me show you. Very curious if he put in audio for it. Not only did he provide this as an exhibit that was put on a thumb drive that was accepted and admitted into evidence, he just fabricated evidence. He literally just fabricated evidence in front of all of your guys' faces. We don't talk about Lana here. Truth and transparency is, oh God, she's crazy. She thinks she knows more than Alan Jackson. No, actually, Alan Jackson and Karen Reed used Turtle Boy as errand boy because they knew he had no integrity and would do literally whatever the fuck they wanted. See my pinky? They just wrapped him up around that. Okay. So here, this is what he tried to do then too. So if you actually go to my channel, okay, and you go to Turtle Boy leaked grand jury minutes here. Let's see. Okay. First of all, let me tell you what they tried to do. So do you see, you can see the bombs away sign over there, but Truth and Transparency, Turtle Boy, entire grand jury leaked testimony of Lindsay Gaetani. And this was put out January 23rd, 2026. There you go. This is the episode. Okay. And then look at who's on. Who is this? Oh, wait, there's Lana. Oh, wait, there's Bella. Oh, wait, Who else is there? Nobody. And he attributes this shit, like literally like a fucking idiot. He's like, hey, judge, here you go. I only give judges receipts. And this is the receipts that he gave the judge. And I made a call to the South Boston courts this morning and spoke with the necessary people, not one person, but hey, this is very serious. And this is what he put in his affidavit that he actually went ahead and just talked about to all you people. Here it is, number 55. In January, Meredith released another video showing impounded materials given to my defense team. This time it was grand jury minutes from Lindsay Gaetani. And now we already know how the Judge Tressler feels about context and trying to. So this is today's thumbnail. And then here, look at, this is my thumbnail from January 23rd. This is my video. This is Lindsay Gaetani playing with a turtle. Okay. And I never spoke to Meredith O Neil in my entire life. Okay. Meredith O Neil has nothing to do with my channel ever, never once. And the best part about all of this is he possesses that personal knowledge. He knew whose video it was. He knew who the author of it was. And this has absolutely nothing to do with Meredith O Neil. Nor can you attribute it to her. In fact, you attribute to it you try to deceive the courts. And for whatever fucking reason, you thought that, oh, I'm going to use Lana and Truth and Transparency to do that. Well, that was your first fucking mistake. Yeah. Keep me out of your fucking baby games. Okay. And the next person I'm taking this to, I'm sure you can all fucking guess. This is prior bad acts. And I don't fucking play. Leave me the fuck out of your guys' shit. But this is all Aiden. Aiden wrote it right here. In January, Meredith released another video showing impounded materials given to my defense team. This time it was grand jury minutes from Lindsay Gaetani's testimony in my case. See Exhibit 36. Well, what's Exhibit 36? Oh, here, this is Exhibit 36. Up here, Exhibit 36, this is in the next picture, and it's fucking my YouTube video. He knows exactly where he got this from, and he knows exactly who the fuck made this video. He knows that Meredith did not, and she did not produce any of this shit, nor could she. I own and operate Truth and Transparency, period. And everybody fucking knows that. You guys already saw what happened in court when the judge saw that Tim Bradel was trying to pass off fucking clips at different times. This man just lied to get a fucking restraining order on a female that he's lying about being in fear of. And the tactic that he used, let me tell you guys what this tactic was about. If I was Meredith, I would have objected to his, I want them separated. Okay? Because how it would work is, no, you don't get to talk about anything that's happened to you. If you want to go get a restraining order, you go file one, and that can be heard separately. Okay? Because the tactic here was I'm here because of what this man has done to me. Because I should have the opportunity, if I want to show up for his fucking bullshit or not. He doesn't get to attach his shit to me, and because I'm there to get mine, that then he can try to rope me into his game. Because I would have never shown up for his. You understand? That's the tactic. And it's a coercive controlling tactic because it could make you not show up for either one of them. This guy has played stupid games and he's going to win a stupid fucking prize. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay? These people, these judges, they know who he is. He's going up against, like, this judge is saying, yep, come on, everything's just getting in, blah, blah, blah. Sure, yep. That was a civil proceeding. That wasn't a criminal matter. Civil. None of this shit, none of his games are gonna fly in fucking November. Have you guys been paying attention to what how the judge has been treating all this? Like, Aiden, why aren't you going to court yet? The only person that wants to stall from a defendant's standpoint to not get to court is a guilty one. Okay, that's called a stalling tactic. He was charged with his offenses in 2023. It is 2026, and he's going to like finish right at the end of 2026. Karen Reed had both of her trials done and over with within the same amount of time, and he hasn't even gone to court yet. He has not had a trial yet because he can't face the music. But this right here, what's up, J bro? What's up? I thought I saw Jimmy in here. What's up, girl? This is flat out. This is fucking. You got to be the dumbest motherfucker alive. You were out on bail. You were out on bail. You were literally out on bail, and you're fucking going and committing perjury and bringing people into your shit that can literally prove your shit false. That's got to be the dumbest shit I've ever heard. What a cuck. Again, if you're just joining us, Turtle Boy writes in an affidavit, he wrote like fucking pages upon pages, okay, wanting to outline like a diary, his whole entire relationship with Meredith, like obsessed much, Jesus Christ. In January, Meredith released another video showing impounded materials given to my defense team. This time it was grand jury minutes from Lindsay Gaetani's testimony in my case. In January, Meredith is releasing videos? Well, where can I find that? Where's Meredith's video? Oh, just go see Exhibit 36. Okay, I will. What is it? You've got to be kidding me. It is my motherfucking video. Grand jury leak testimony. My video. Truth and Transparency's video that he then puts under this X account. And this is his Exhibit 36. Exhibit 36. Here it is. You've got to be the dumbest motherfucker out there. So I went ahead and called South Boston this morning and had to explain the nature of my call, and that I needed to be directed to a specific person that was Judge Tressler's right hand. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's perjury. It's false. I mean, you admitted an exhibit. Okay. Like there's just so many things with it. Okay. And I'm just saying, if they're going to slap up perjury charges on a fucking 24-year decorated Jennifer Penton, okay, what the fuck's going on over here? Okay. You don't use me. And you don't lie about anything to fucking go ring up your little restraining order because your fucking home life is fucking whacked out. Why would you need a lie? You know damn well she didn't make this fucking video. But now it should make really good sense to everybody out there why he couldn't say my name or mention Truth and Transparency, because that can't be anywhere associated with, because if the judge is going to watch any of these videos, okay, yeah. I agree with Matt there on Bradel has to take some of the blame for this also. I think anybody that's representing him, because you have to do your due diligence, okay? But if anybody can get down with this is absolutely fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. all over the place. They're accusing you of having leaking the forensic report via. I don't have no fucking forensic report. Again, don't fuck with the best. The best don't mess. He's just sloppy. He's just sloppy. Anyways, I love when people say this when they want to write something in here. I'm not a TB guy, but Meredith's just fucking crazy. Lindsay's just fucking crazy. I'm not a TV guy, but I just gotta tell you, don't be. Do you think I'd chum it up with these people? I was covering his criminal case. Literally covering his criminal case. I do my research. How the fuck do you think I can get things? You can go and get a lot of things. I'm not lazy. I file paperwork. Okay. I just think it's hilarious. Like, oh my God. I think both of these fucking people are unhinged. But you might as well throw Karen Reed in there. You might as well throw in fucking Alan Jackson in there, right? Who the fuck would ever, after seeing one video of who the fuck Turtle Boy is, say, yeah, this is exactly, oh my God, if Karen Reed was to ever get attached in her name and his name, and that's what the kicker was, it was never supposed to be like that. Karen Reed's name was never supposed to be attached to Turtle Boy. But toddler tantrum couldn't take that. Okay. Shit is about to get fucking crazy in Boston. I already thought it was. It's about to get way crazy. These people are out of control. All of them lie. Everybody's lying. Everybody is fucking lying around here. Just who do these people think they are, though, to lie in court, right? And then I'm over here like, well, Massachusetts just fucking lets them. Like, hey, go in there and lie, man, because nothing's going to happen to you. Well, when is there going to be starting to be repercussions for lying? Fucking go lie in there. Breaking news. Breaking news. There is a lawsuit out there, and it is with a heavy heart that you're probably going to be hearing about it right here for the first time. The McCabe's have officially dropped lawsuit on fucking Aidan Kearney. We knew April was going to be the month that was going to be passing out a lot of things in April, because you got to count back the months and the years to the statute of limitations. Okay. The statute of limitations was 3 years. They had to get it in 3 years. So he is about to get bombarded, okay, with shit like this. And the McCabe's just filed lawsuit on Aidan Kearney. On the same day that this motherfucker thinks that he's going to play, and I find out that my motherfucking name was used for him to commit perjury, for him to pursue a fucking RO on somebody. Are you out of your mind? Who? The McCabe's are suing everybody. So Jennifer McCabe, Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Brian Higgins are suing Karen Reed and Aidan Kearney. They just dropped it. Like, when I say dropped it, I mean they just took their fucking titties out and dropped it on him. And guess what? It's not just Aidan Kearney, it's Karen Reed. And let me tell you something, Aidan Kearney is getting so excited about this right now. That's how fucking delusional he is. He is like, oh my God, yes, I'm a defendant. Finally, I'm a co-defendant of Karen Reed. Isn't that wild? But that man is literally jerking it to this right now. He's absolutely wild. But this shit right here, lying like this in an affidavit, Please cover the defamation docs for us. Yep, we're just going to go right into it. Fuck it. You guys want that? Give it to you. I just had to really point out to you guys that this is why the loophole lawyer should probably stop making videos that are a total misrepresentation of what the fuck's truly going on, right? But a man that literally lies in an affidavit to get a restraining order, okay, and is caught saying it's a tactic. Yeah, well, here it is. This is a statement, and he attributes, I cannot believe this, he attributes my video to fucking Meredith and saying that Meredith put out Lindsay Gaetani's grand jury testimony. And I said, you motherfucker, leave me the fuck out of your fucking garbage. And nope. This is why he hasn't been saying my name. This is why he hasn't been saying truth and transparency. Okay. He had to act like he didn't even know it existed. Right? Because he's about to fucking use it. This isn't how they look, by the way, that he clipped this. And so I went ahead and showed how it truly would look. And I went ahead and showed how he has had definite contact with me and he knows who I am. He knows my channel and he 1000%. Okay. I said, I could probably get on the back end to see who made the privacy complaints that were overturned. Do not fuck with me. I am not lazy. Anyways, so this is who Aidan Kearney is. He is a goddamn fucking liar. His baseline is a lie. And all I wanted to do was simply cover his criminal case because he was begging people to cover it. And it's just nothing what he is claiming that it's about. So, I'm going to pull up the lawsuit here. All right. Josie's on a vacation far away. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got it. Whoa. It's fatty. A lot of pages. Damn. $2,500 pages. Oh God. 2,500 fucking pages. Yeah, you can go. He showed all this shit, all this stuff. This is what the fuck he put out there, but that's the little paragraph he wanted to use 55 there. And I'm like, this son of a bitch. This son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, what are you fucking doing, dude? You just lied. So this is today's thumbnail, and this is like the grand jury leak testimony. That was my thumbnail for that video. And it's paragraph 55, exhibit 36. He submitted this shit. Not only did he testify to it, did he, write in his affidavit, then he then live swore testimony to it. I mean, he did it all across the board. And I'm just like, you got to be one of the dumbest fucking people out there. All eyes are watching this shit. What a fucking idiot. All right, here we go. 25 pages. Let's do it. So this is now we're going to transfer into Aidan Kearney and Karen Reed are by Colin Higgins, Albert, and McCabe. I'm sorry. It's whoa. Okay. Let me see. I was gonna say I'd start. Let me pull it up. Give me a second here. Holy shit. What a dumb fuck. Damn. Damn, what a dumbass. Oh, grab your shot glasses, y'all. I didn't think we were gonna. I knew it was coming. They just were like, tax season. Let's just fucking drop some lawsuits. 2,500 pages. 2,500 pages. I'm pulling it up right now. This is epic level dumbassness. Yeah, I mean, hopefully Karen sues Turtle Boy too. I think everyone getting sued. I mean, the gift that keeps on giving. This dude made John O'Keefe's fucking case though. What we thought was this great movement, it just wasn't. Oh my god. Okay. Holy shit. I'm gonna try. Let me see. Okay, 2,500 pages. Sorry, guys. It took a minute here, and I think it's still downloading. So I'm just gonna pull up on my Google stuff. I was like, give me the PDF version. I want the PDF. This is insanity. But all I know is, damn, it's a long one. Here we go. Yeah. Let me see. Is it showing you guys it? Okay. I'm going to download it now, though, because I just want to be able to use the PDF version. Oh, fucking A, man. What a complete vagina. Okay. If this day couldn't get any fucking better. This case arises from a multi-year conspiracy orchestrated by Karen Reed and Aidan Kearney to subvert and prejudice the criminal justice process in Norfolk County, Massachusetts. You guys, through a coordinated scheme, Reed and Kearney sought to protect and enrich themselves by defaming, harassing, and tormenting the plaintiffs, who served as witnesses in connection with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts investigation into the death of John O'Keefe and its prosecution of Reed for his murder. More specifically, Reed and Kearney conspired to defame and did defame the plaintiffs by falsely asserting, among other things, that they were responsible for John O'Keefe's death, conspired to conceal their roles in his death, and framed Reed for murder. The plaintiffs are now and have always been entirely innocent. They are innocent of any involvement in O'Keefe's tragic death. Again, guys, this is Jennifer McCabe, Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Brian Higgins. So let's be very specific here. It's not like Matt McCabe's on here. Okay. It's not Nicole. It's just Jennifer, Brian, Colin, and Brian Higgins. So that's who's suing. Oh, shit balls. Okay. I just think it's important to understand. And Aidan and Karen Reed are the defendants together. Whoo-wee. Let me share this motherfucking shit on Twitter right now. Just come here and just everyone just have your own opinion. Just blast each other. Your opinions are all welcome, guys. As always, all I ask is that you respect each other in chat, right? And if it's something that's your opinion, say, hey, this, it's my opinion. That way, people aren't getting confused on what you think you know and what you don't know. So, oh my goodness. Like all this stuff is just, and then here Aiden's all worried about, he's got all these fucking things going on. He's worried about a restraining order for Meredith. Like, and then lying and bringing other people that can prove your lies. So stupid. All right, we're going to do that. Then we're going to do this. And we're going to do this. And we're going to do that. God. Okay. Reed's and Kearney's calculated operation to assassinate the character and reputations of the plaintiffs has caused incalculable harm, subjecting them to a daily tidal wave of hatred, harassment, and intimidation. While the damage to these plaintiffs has been catastrophic, Reed's and Aidan Kearney's lies have also caused a rupture within the Canton, Massachusetts community, poisoning the community's cohesion and discourse. Wow. Okay. Reed's and Kearney's lies, which were amplified by a vigorous public relations campaign. Yep. And Aidan Kearney is not doing himself any favors when he keeps on talking about Karen Reed, like, hey, you need to get, look at this shit. Look at how things were when I was fucking your PR manager and shit like that. Like, he is an absolute fucking fool. I think Karen Reed needs to sue the fuck out of Aidan. You know what I mean? This is just absolutely... Whoo! So bad. They tainted the criminal prosecution of Karen Reed and deprived the O'Keefe family and the Commonwealth of justice they deserve. The plaintiffs bring this civil action to finally hold Reed and Kearney accountable for the wreckage that their conduct has caused and to prove in a public forum governed by rules of evidence that Reed and Aidan Kearney individually and collectively pursued a deliberate scheme to spread lies about the plaintiffs, use social media and other amplification means to achieve maximum penetration of those lies and enrich themselves through their ill-gotten celebrity. Let's go as big as we can without like fucking shit up. Okay, there we go. I like it like that. That's right. Hot damn. Jurisdiction and venue. Yep, it's going to be right there. Venue is appropriate in this court because at least one party of the case, Brian Higgins, resides. Ooh, look at where they're taking it. Defendant Karen Reed is a resident. Yep, there you go. On January 29, 2022, an intoxicated Reed struck O'Keefe with the back of her Lexus SUV, incapacitating him and ultimately causing his death. On June 9, 2022, Reed was arrested after being indicted by a grand jury for second-degree murder, manslaughter while operating a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol, and leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death in connection with her causing the death of O'Keefe. On July 1st, 2024, wow, they're just taking a big jump there. A jury failed to reach a unanimous verdict on the charge offenses, and the court declared a mistrial. In 2025, the Commonwealth retried Miss Reed here. And on June 18, 2025, the jury convicted Reed of driving under the influence of alcohol, but concluded that the Commonwealth failed to prove Reed's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt on the remaining charges. Defendant Aidan Kearney, a.k.a. Aaron Boy, is a resident of Holden, Massachusetts. Aidan Kearney owns and operates the website tbdailynews.com and is responsible for the content that appears on that website. Aidan Kearney also owns and controls the YouTube channel Turtle Boy Live, the Rumble channel Turtle Boy Daily News, the Facebook page TB Daily News, the X account under the handle Dr. Turtleboy, the Instagram page under the handle Turtleboy news, and the TikTok account. Wow, he has a TikTok account? Geez, under the handle Turtleboy Daily News. Aidan Kearney monetizes the content he publishes on these various platforms and outlets by selling merchandise and advertising, and by asking for donations to his Cash App account at Uncle Turtleboy. In 2023, a grand jury indicted Aidan Kearney on witness intimidation charges related to his conduct towards the plaintiffs. The grand jury accused Aidan Kearney of harassing the plaintiffs, charging him with 8 counts of witness intimidation, 5 counts of picketing a witness, and 3 counts of conspiracy to intimidate a witness. Plaintiff Jennifer McCabe is a resident of Canton. McCabe testified publicly and under oath at the trial and retrial of Reed. She also voluntarily testified as a witness before the state and federal grand juries. Plaintiff Brian Albert is a resident of Norwood, Massachusetts, and a retired sergeant of the Boston Police Department. Brian Albert testified publicly and under oath at the trial of Reed. He also testified voluntarily as a witness before state and federal grand juries. Plaintiff Colin Albert. What was I telling you guys about Colin? I said, I think Colin has some serious, I mean, he is everything that Turtle Boy has accomplished. It's going to that man. Just hand it on over to him. Colin Albert testified publicly and under oath at the trial of Reed. He also testified voluntarily as a witness before a federal grand jury. So he was never brought in for the state grand jury. But now plaintiff Brian Higgins is a resident of Sandwich, Massachusetts, and a special agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Higgins testified publicly and under oath at the trial of Reed. He also testified voluntarily as a witness before state and federal grand juries. Non-party John O'Keefe was a resident of Canton and a Boston police officer. Non-party Alan Jackson was Reed's attorney. Non-party David Yannetti was Reed's attorney. Here we go. Factual background. On January 29th, 2022, in the middle of a snowstorm, Reed struck O'Keefe with the back of her Lexus SUV while she was drunk driving, leaving him to die in freezing temperatures on a lawn at 34 Fairview Road in Canton, Massachusetts. Reed repeatedly told first responders on the scene, I hit him, and made other incriminating statements, including telling the police that she did not see O'Keefe enter 34 Fairview on January 29th, 2022. An investigation into O'Keefe's death resulted in the arrest, indictment, and prosecution of Reed for his murder. Jackson and Yannetti represented Reed in connection with the Commonwealth's prosecution. Shortly after her arrest, and consistent with her several admissions of liability, Reed's counsel Yannetti told the court that O'Keefe's death was an accident by calling the charges a tremendous reach and explaining that Reed had no criminal intent. In January 2022, Kearney's occupation was that of an aspiring internet personality with limited reach in the greater Boston area. With limited reach. You know what? Limitations. Just like his arms. Limitations. You know, when you're just short, you get limitations. He primarily commented on sports and other media reports. Aidan Kearney's objective was to attract attention to himself, exactly, in order to build a brand and monetize his audience. To do so, Aidan Kearney routinely engaged in provocation and courted controversy. While he described himself at times as a journalist, in fact, Aidan Kearney has no journalistic training, editorial standards, or oversight. Oh, for fuck's sake. The launch of the defamation campaign. Nick Rocca was probably like, oh my God. then this man wants to just say, "Bitch, you better get your client at the hospitals hanging out with some cancer patients." That's how he kicked off his day today. What a piece of shit. Like, what a piece of shit. Bam. All right, so, whew. Despite her several admissions of liability by the time she was indicted and arrested on murder and related charges in June of 2022, Reed had set in motion a defamation campaign to falsely blame others for O'Keefe's death to escape responsibility for her own culpability. Prior to her arraignment, Reed falsely denied responsibility for O'Keefe's death and, contrary to her prior admissions, falsely stated to law enforcement officers that she was not responsible for O'Keefe's death. Instead, she falsely claimed that O'Keefe had been, quote unquote, beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert. Reed knew this statement was false and that Brian Albert and Colin Albert had nothing to do with O'Keefe's death because she knew that she had hit O'Keefe with her car, causing his death. Reed's false accusation against Brian Albert and Colin Albert was recorded on police body cameras and released to the public during a pretrial hearing in April of 2024. To facilitate the spread and publication of her lies, Reed found and enlisted Aidan Kearney. This complaint does not include each and every example of Reed's and Aidan Kearney's defamation or defamatory statements and conduct. Upon the conclusion of discovery, the plaintiffs will identify all defamatory statements to be presented at trial. Karen Reed during arrest. We're all in on the same joke, right? Oh, God. As of April of 2023, Aidan Kearney and Karen Reed, through an intermediary and Reed's counsel. You want to know why they can add that now? Because of fucking Aidan Kearney. Oh. Because of Aidan Kearney's phones and the calls between them. So they can say that this started in April of 2023. They began communicating with one another to further Reed's defamatory scheme against the plaintiffs. Aidan Kearney described the intermediary, that's that Natalie bitch, that he says it's Natalie bitch, or Natalie, what does he call her? He has a nickname for her. You guys probably know that in chat. But anyways, her name's Natalie, and it was a copy and paste vessel that just sent messages between Reed and him. Okay. Reed used this intermediary and her counsel to correspond with Aidan Kearney to conceal the defendant's relationship and to create a basis upon which she could plausibly deny her role in Aidan Kearney's false claims. Remember, I said this. I said, why would you not be able to communicate? You can communicate whenever you want. Natalie the German, that's it. I thought he said Natalie the bitch German, but I think he just does say Natalie the German. I think he just calls her so many names that you can just totally get confused. But yeah, Natalie the German, that's right. So, what are you talking about? This is a fucking huge ass document that just dropped. I cover court cases. Peace out. Bye. Oh, great. DB, it's 2,500 pages. All right. Now, pursuant to this scheme, Aidan Kearney would publicize and widely disseminate Reed's false claims about the plaintiffs and others in an effort to destroy the reputations of these individuals so that Reed could evade responsibility for causing the death of O'Keefe. Now, I will say this. Again, how do I say this? That's always been Aidan's game. Aidan treated this case like how he treats every other thing he's ever done. Okay, so that's why I was like, go out and get his book. Okay, you have to know his MO. All right, so now whether or not Karen Reed knew to the extent of what this man does and how he does it, and then how do you keep someone like him on a fucking leash? Well, but here we go. We know that that's his MO, is to destroy people's reputations. And he goes after the weak links. He goes after people's families. As a part of the scheme, Reed sought to launder defamatory material, by including it in pleadings filed with the court. So, for example, on April 12, 2023, Reed, through her counsel, filed a discovery motion for a second time to obtain Brian Albert's phone, in which she falsely stated that Brian Albert and Colin Albert were responsible for John O'Keefe's death and that McCabe was the quote-unquote mastermind who covered it up. Reed knew these statements were false. So what they're trying to say here is that, hey, we're going to refile this. Okay, we're going to refile this. We've already claimed it back in the day. That's what kind of confused me for a minute there, because I was like, wait a second. They did this in 2022. And so now they brought it back up in 2023. And I don't think a lot of people realize that because you weren't following the case closely, which is no big deal. But that's a very interesting piece of the puzzle that they're bringing up, that they, they're claiming that's a piece of their puzzle. So here they purposely brought it back up again because why? Reed, through her counsel, also attached several non-public documents to the filing that had zero relevance to the narrow issue before the court. The purpose in part of those extraneous non-public documents was to convey them surreptitiously to Aidan Kearney, who then would amplify the public dissemination of the defamatory material, all in furtherance of the defendant's defamation scheme. I would love to talk to Natalie about this. For example, Reed attached an unredacted copy of the Canton Police Department's incident report that listed the private addresses, cell phone numbers, and social. They cite Andrea Burkhart, Karen Reed trial, journalism and revolution. A conversation with Dr. Turtleboy. Oh my God. Holy shit. This is what I was studying up on. I was like, I need to go through all of these when he went on his horror tour. Because when he went on his horror tour, he's so bad. He was just telling everybody what they were doing. How they were doing things. Okay? And I'm like, why is this? What is he doing? Is he trying to blow up him and Karen Reed's spot? Oh boy. Damn. So Andrea Burkhart gets the third footnote in the 2,500 pages. Andrea Burkhart, we love her here. Like, it's not her. She was interviewing this dude and she asked probably a good question and he answered it like an idiot, Damn. So anyways, Reed made this filing in direct violation of Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Rule, and that's going to be another footer, and did so for the purpose of giving this information to Aidan Kearney so that he would further disseminate Reed's false claims. After this filing, Reed, through her intermediary, forwarded her April 12th filing to Aidan Kearney for the purpose of Aidan Kearney publishing and widely disseminating her false statements. With encouragement and direction from Reed, Aidan Kearney published his first blog post days after receiving these false statements from Reed. Indeed, prior to Aidan's April 18th, 2023 publication, this is what I covered, Aidan Kearney shared his draft blog with Reed through her intermediary, who provided Aidan Kearney with dozens of corrections, which Aidan Kearney understood to be from Reed. After Kearney received and adopted these corrections, Reed, through her Natalie the German, texted Kearney amaze-ball sauce. And thank you so much. Amaze-ball sauce. Then, on April 18th, 2023, the defendant's defamation campaign went public when Aidan Kearney published the first two parts of his Canton cover-up series. In part one, Kearney stated that Jennifer McCabe did not kill John O'Keefe since she's not physically capable of that. Yeah, what an idiot. Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and the dog were more than capable of that, and Colin Albert had the motive. The motive! What an idiot! The motive! McCabe was just the quarterback of the cover-up, end quote. He also explained that Jennifer McCabe would never have been able to cover up this murder without the assistance of law enforcement, end quote. Aidan Kearney admitted that he made these statements based on beliefs relayed to him by his sauces. What an idiot. Although not identified at the time, these sauces were Reed and her legal team. I am just so fucking proud of myself for one reason, guys. I brought this all home to you guys months ago. And I said, wow, holy shit. Okay. This is what I've been telling you guys. Holy shit. Because the holy shit part is the federal shit. The federal shit. That the fact that the defense team is claiming we don't know anything about the federal investigation. We got it from the media. Holy shit. And then here you find out, wait, who's your media? Oh, wait, it's Turtle Boy. Oh, wait. And then here we find out Turtle Boy just comes out and admits the fact that, oh, yeah, no, Alan Jackson is such a genius that he did it this way. And then I report on and they used me and it was just so genius. It's like, wow. I cannot believe that you just fucking said all of that shit. And I think he said it on purpose. Like I told you guys, he wasn't going down alone. Okay. If he was in the mafia back then, if he was part of the mob, this is that person that like either you take care of him, right? They say, or he's going to take care of all of us and himself because he's going to take us all down. Like he's, like Tony the Rat, he's like, give him a nickname like that, like Aidan the Rat. And I think that people have given him that name. Hang on one. Okay, here we go. Now, Massachusetts Supreme Judicial prohibits the filing of personal identifying information in court documents appropriate to register. Okay, yep. As of the date of the filing, this series is now up to 545 parts. The Canton cover-up. Aidan Kearney Canton cover-up part 1. State trooper helps Boston cop cover murder of fellow officer. Frame innocent girlfriend. Okay, so they're citing all that. Okay. Although not identified at the time, these sources were Reed and her legal team. In part 2, Aidan Kearney posted screenshots of people's messages to him that were critical of his defamatory statements. He made no effort to redact the names and proceeded to publicly mock them. Aidan Kearney claimed that, quote unquote, most people are shocked and outraged about the mountain of evidence indicating that O'Keefe was killed by fellow BPD Sergeant Brian Albert, his nephew Colin Albert, and possibly others. What an absolute idiot. In reality, this blog post by Aidan Kearney, like numerous other defamatory statements that he made, was funneled by Reed to her accomplice, Aidan Kearney, with knowledge that he would publish it. To Fox News, Aidan Kearney later explained that after he published the beginning of his Canton cover-up series, his blog exploded. He had a record-setting audience with over 500,000 views. Elsewhere, Kearney explained that when he would first go live on his YouTube channel, he would usually have about 300 live viewers, but he had over 2,000 on the first night during his first live stream about the Canton cover-up. With this newly found audience, Aidan Kearney was now able to disseminate Reed's false narrative to an even larger audience as Reed intended. Indeed, given the success of the first show at publishing and disseminating Reed's false narrative to a wider audience, Reed's intermediary told Aidan Kearney that Reed's counsel, Jackson and Inetti, wanted to speak directly with Aidan Kearney. The conversation between Aidan and Reed's counsel occurred on April 20th, 2023, in which they spoke about Reed's campaign. They are calling it a campaign. You want to know why? because Aidan Kearney calls it a campaign. Oh my God, what are we doing? Oh God, what are we doing? What's going on here? Oh, what is he thinking? I couldn't agree more here. This is going to be such a shit show for Karen. AK won't be able to shut the fuck up. He has never been able to shut the fuck up. Okay. He does a bus stop live every morning to gossip with girls. Okay, gossip girl, that's him. XO gossip girl. Blows my mind. In which they spoke about Reed's campaign. Aidan Kearney secretly recorded that conversation. Oh my God. I did not know this. What the fuck is wrong with him? Oh my God. Oh my God. Kearney secretly recorded that conversation. Two days after speaking directly to Reed's counsel on April 22nd, 2023, Aidan Kearney made additional false statements at the direction of Reed in episode 575 of his weekend live show. Just happened. Like, what is he thinking? Aidan Kearney repeated Reed's false claim that O'Keefe was killed inside 34 Fairview during a fight with Colin Albert and or Brian Albert. Wild. Oh my God. Oh my God, he just blew up all of their fucking, like, during that show, Aidan Kearney also used the phone numbers that Reed and her counsel intentionally made public in their April 12th, 2023 Rule 17 motion. Aidan Kearney used those numbers to call McCabe and Brian Albert and directly accuse them both of a cover-up. Aidan Kearney's voicemail left on Brian Albert's phone asked, "Did you kill John O'Keefe or was it your nephew Colin? And are you covering for him? How did your dog get downstairs and begin biting Mr. O'Keefe?" 34. Later, in the April 22nd, 2023 show, Aidan Kearney shared images of the Canton Police Department's incident report, distributing to his thousands of followers the private addresses, phone numbers, and social security numbers of the plaintiffs. As a direct result of Aidan Kearney's publicizing their personal identifying information, which he received from Reed, the plaintiffs, who were not generally recognized or responsible for O'Keefe's death, began to experience disturbing levels of defamation, harassment, and abuse by members of Aidan Kearney's audience. Damn. This is exactly what Reed intended when she began to use Aidan Kearney to disseminate and publish her false story. Indeed, minutes after Aidan Kearney's April 22nd, 2023 broadcast ended, Yannetti, who was watching the live broadcast, messaged Aidan Kearney congratulating him. That was priceless, dude. Great fucking show. Really enjoying the turtle reporting. This is so bad. Oh my God. Yet Reed and her counsel repeatedly deceived the public about Reed's coordination and relationship with Aidan Kearney. And that's been my issue ever since I found this out, is that wait a second. Like, hang on. Why were they, like, you don't owe it to the world to say anything about your relationships as far as who you're talking to and who you're not. Okay. But if it's for the purpose of like plausible deniability, that's not good. So anyways, in part because they knew that using Aidan Kearney as a defamation mouthpiece could subject Reed to civil liability for defamation and related civil misconduct. For example, during a September 2023, hold on one second. Okay. I just want to make sure. Is my microphone on the it's only catching my voice, right? If one of my mods can just check that. I was checking an audio level. Thank you, Kim. Ooh, Reed and her counsel stated that they had never been in contact with Aidan Kearney. This statement was false and intended to hide the fact that Kearney was carrying out Reed's defamatory scheme. Moreover, 20 months after telling Aidan Kearney that his April 22nd, 2023 show accusing McCabe, Brian Albert, and Colin Albert of being involved in the death of O'Keefe was great fucking show, in quotes, Yannetti disavowed Reed's relationship with Kearney. In an address he gave at Boston College Law School on November 11th, 2024, regarding Reed's first trial, Yannetti said he had concerns about Kearney and that he was someone, quote unquote, you want to keep at arm's length, end quote. Oh my God. Aidan Kearney. Ooh. Oh my God. Aidan is someone that you definitely want to keep at an arm's length. You don't want to have him as your enemy, right? You don't want to have him as your friend, but you definitely want to know what the fuck he's up to. Damn. 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 Now, Yannetti also said, notwithstanding his undisclosed direct and indirect communications and coordination with Aidan Kearney, that Kearney's tactics, quote unquote, are not the tactics of a refined defense attorney. Wow. Similar, Alan Jackson publicly denied communicating and coordinating with Aidan Kearney. In an October 18th, 2024 interview, Jackson denied involving Kearney in Reed's public strategy. Yet, during that same interview, Reed acknowledged she had communicated with Kearney frequently, but she limited that disclosure, claiming that the two only spoke in the months leading up to her March 2024 criminal trial. Gretchen Voss. Oh, Alyssa Hatfield. Wow, defending Karen Reed. Abby. Wow. Highlights from Karen Reed's Dateline special. Special from McCoy. Tips for calls with Turboy. On April 24th, 2023, Aidan Kearney published part 10 of his Canton cover-up series, wherein he again accused McCabe of covering up a murder and pretending to be a compassionate person while a completely innocent woman faces decades in prison. In response, Reed, through her intermediary, messaged Kearney stating, quote unquote, please tell Kearney. That article might be his best so far. Kearney responded, really? That from her, Reed? Yep. Since April of 2023, Aidan Kearney has published 545 parts to his Canton cover-up series, along with countless other pieces of content, including posts on X and YouTube, falsely claiming that the plaintiffs were responsible for O'Keefe's death. Aidan Kearney's content was spammed thousands of tweets, hundreds of blog posts, hundreds of YouTube videos, and countless other public statements across a variety of platforms. Kearney has also continued to spread his harmful defamatory statements in interviews with multiple sources. The conspiracy continues. Reed and Aidan Kearney continued communicating before, during, and after her trials to coordinate their defamation of the plaintiffs. Oh my God. Reed and Aidan Kearney agreed to act in concert and used their defamation of the plaintiffs to subvert the Commonwealth's prosecution, to attract an audience, and to monetize the audience and their celebrity. In furtherance of the scheme, Reed regularly funneled non-public information to Aidan Kearney using tradecraft, such as intermediaries, so that Aidan Kearney could selectively publish. Oh, wow. So I want to see what dates these are. November 2025, April 24th, 2023. Right here, Jennifer McCabe hired boomer mobster attorney Kevin Redding. Claims she passed the polygraph test. Certain non-public material for the purpose of casting false suspicion on the plaintiffs and away from Reed. Reed instructed Aidan Kearney to falsely claim that he had not received information from Reed, when in fact he had done exactly that. Here it is. For example, on April 23rd, 2023, despite having already publicly accused Colin Albert of O'Keefe's murder at Reed's direction and encouragement, Aidan Kearney inquired of Reed's intermediary regarding how Reed knew that Colin Albert was ever at 34. You guys understand that they're getting all this information because he kept talking? What? Oh my God. Oh, fucking A, man. Damn. Oh my God. Wham. Bitch goes down. Super bitch. Let me get on the stand. You guys know the only trial where he's like, I love trials. Look at how comfortable I am in trials. Ready? Oh, except the Karen Reed trial where you pled the fifth. Damn. Bitch goes down. Super bitch. Mega bitch. Wow. Aidan Kearney inquired of Reed's in America. Where are we at? Okay. In response, Reed, through Natalie, responded, Brian and Nicole and Chris and Julie all testified he was there. But I can't send grand jury testimony because it's sealed. That statement was not true, as no witness ever testified that Colin Albert was at 34 Fairview on January 29th after Reed's vehicle arrived at that location. That same day, Reed also informed Aidan Kearney through Natalie about the details of an alleged non-public ongoing separate investigation, apparently related to law enforcement's investigation of O'Keefe's death. In a message to Aidan Kearney, hold on one second. Jeez. One second. Okay. Sorry, guys. That was Aidan Kearney. Just kidding. He wanted to know if I could play Tap Out. Aidan just asked me if I could play the song Tap Out. If you know, you know. I can't believe this. I mean, I knew it was coming in April, but I did not know it was coming 2,500 pages, like, deep. Wow, 2,500 pages. Jesus. Okay, so hey, the same day, Reed also informed Aidan Kearney through his about the details of an alleged non-public ongoing separate investigation apparently related to law enforcement's investigation of O'Keefe's death. In a message to Aidan Kearney, Reed through Natalie stated, not public. The feds have been involved longer than anyone is likely guessing, end quote. Moreover, on December 1st, 2023, Aidan Kearney posted a YouTube video in which he included audio that had been recovered from O'Keefe's phone by investigators wearing a Jackson Unity 2024 t-shirt that is for sale on his website. Aidan Kearney played audio from a voicemail that Reed was leaving for O'Keefe at the time she found O'Keefe's body, incidentally capturing McCabe's calling 911, or Jen McCabe calling 911. At the time of Kearney's YouTube video, only the Commonwealth, Reed, and Reed's legal team possessed the audio file. And you guys do understand that, guess who put it out? They're going to try to say before that. Okay. And I'm just, because I know this case inside and out. Aidan Kearney played it on December 1st, 2023. Guess who played it before him? Ready? Drum roll. Come on, you guys. Come on, guess. Come on. And the winner is The Glare. Yes, I want to speak to her. The Glare. The Glare. Put it out. The Glare. Come on down, you sexy toothless, yellow toothless motherfucker. Lana will figure it out. The 50 pages. What about the 50 pages? 50 pages. What you talking about? 50 pages, girl. I just entering in, drum roll, please. Yeah, because Aidan Kearney went to fucking jail, bitches. Aidan Kearney went to jail October whatever, and then when he got out, he was like timid boy, you know, errand boy, not a timid boy to bail boy. So let's go over here. And okay, so okay. What happened over there? I'm over here in my zone. Okay. Now, eventually Reed and Aidan Kearney started communicating directly for the purpose of sharing information, coordinating the time of defamatory publications. I think that this started to get wrote, you guys, just for the record. This began being written prior to, and it was just left prior to knowing all of the signal stuff. We'll see. But here we go. Oh, here we go. To do so, Reed utilized Signal, an encrypted messaging system that avoids detection and aids deletion of communications. Reed and Aidan Kearney ultimately exchanged over 189 phone calls, totaling more than 40 hours in 2023 alone, not including the countless messages exchanged through Signal. In conspiring with Aidan Kearney to defame the plaintiffs, Reed knew that Kearney's and her statements blaming plaintiffs for the murder of O'Keefe were false because in reality she was responsible for O'Keefe's death. I don't know about that, but I can just tell you that I've personally witnessed the Aidan Kearney game, and you can't unsee what the fuck he did now. In furtherance of the scheme, on May 3rd, 2023, Aidan Kearney met with Reed, Jackson, and Yannetti for the purposes of coordinating Aidan Kearney's extrajudicial defamatory publications with Reed's litigation and media strategy. And yes, that's when he went and had lunch and he got a little tipsy and then he came live and did a live afterwards. Like a fucking idiot. The same day and after the meeting with Reed and her counsel, the same day and after the meeting with Reed and her counsel, Aidan Kearney posted a YouTube video reacting to Jackson's press conference at a court appearance. You guys, I just took us through all this shit. During this video, Aidan Kearney stated John O'Keefe was murdered by Brian Albert and Colin Albert, and that freaking dog and every other single person in that house who remains quiet to this day and participated in the lie, they're all guilty of murder, as far as I'm concerned. They're participating in it. By accusing every other single person in that house, Aidan Kearney intended to include McCabe and Higgins in his defamatory statement, a fact that his followers would have understood in light of prior publications. On May 24th, 2023, this would be the next time I think they were in a courtroom. In conjunction with publishing part 39 of his Canton cover-up, Aidan Kearney published a YouTube video reacting to Jackson's press conference following another court appearance. See, I know these dates. In the video, Aidan Kearney stated, quote unquote, Jennifer McCabe and Brian Albert were involved. They are covering it up. They are covering it up. In a subsequent blog post, he continued, the McCabes have the look of evil in them when you see them in person. These are people with no shame and aren't the least bit deterred by the fact that millions of people know that they participated in the murder and subsequent cover-up of a murder of a Boston police officer. Days later, on May 30th, 2023, Aidan Kearney published part 43 of his Canton cover-up series, wherein he discussed McCabe yet again, referring to her as horseface, and reposting a video that Aidan Kearney previously took confronting McCabe and calling her a cop killer. Jesus. Notably, the blog post covered the denial of an ex parte harassment prevention order, HPO, that McCabe sought against Aidan Kearney in Stoughton District Court based on his repeated public harassment of her. However, McCabe's HPO request was not public information. Instead, Aidan Kearney received this information directly from Reed's counsel, Yannetti, who sent a text message to Aidan Kearney that McCabe request for an HPO and had been made and denied. In particular, Yannetti wrote to Kearney, HPO denied. Then, on June 6th, 2023, McCabe traveled with her husband to attend their children's sporting event. Oh my God. Aidan Kearney traveled to the same event at Reed's behest with the purpose of accosting the McCabes, which he did in a video that he posted online. Jesus Christ. Aidan Kearney then wrote a blog post about the interaction stating, quote unquote, Jen and Matt McCabe do not deserve to live a normal life and pretend that they weren't involved in murdering a Boston police officer, end quote. In a subsequent video, Kearney again discussed his harassment of the McCabe family, stating, in quotes, I went to her kid's lacrosse game and made a scene there and got kicked out because I kept calling her a cop killer. Oh my God. This is absolute. This is everything that we said was coming. This is all backed up with facts. They also, you guys, they also went and got fake email addresses, gave fake names to get into this game by under the fake aliases of fucking who knows, but we have that information. I mean, wow. On July 23rd, 2023, Aidan Kearney met with Reed and Jackson again in person. For the purpose of this meeting was for Reed, Jackson, and Aidan Kearney to meet with a national CBS News correspondent over dinner at a steakhouse in downtown Boston to discuss Reed's criminal case. Oh my God, somebody fucking ratted them out. The CBS News correspondent. July 23rd, 2023. Oh, hot damn. This meeting occurred the day after a rolling rally. Oh, hot damn. Oh my God. You guys. Alan Jackson was in town when the rolling rally was going on. I didn't know that unless he flew in the day after, you know what I mean? But wow. This meeting occurred the day after a rolling rally organized by Aidan Kearney took place, where nearly 50 cars drove in tandem through the streets of Kansas, expressing their support for Reed. During the rally, Aidan Kearney stopped at the homes of Brian Albert and McCabe, who was home at the time, shouting into a bullhorn that Brian Albert and McCabe were covering up O'Keefe's murder. Kearney's behavior at the rally enjoyed the support of Reed and her enjoyed the support of Reed and her legal team. Indeed, the day of the rally, Yannetti messaged Aidan Kearney, thank you for your continued support. God. The day of the rally? The next day, Aidan Kearney hosted his weekend live show on the YouTube. During his show, Aidan Kearney stated that Jen McCabe killed or helped to kill. Let's keep it a buck. That's what she did. She killed John O'Keefe. He proceeded to question why O'Keefe's family was associated with McCabe by stating Jen McCabe killed her uncle. And then you're escorting her to the fucking orientation, and Jen McCabe killed your son. She fucking killed him. Oh my God. He is a dumbass. Always got to bring up the kids. Oh man. On August 9th, 2023, Aidan Kearney published part 96 of his Canton cover-up series. He began the blog by explaining, in quotes, the movement for justice for John O'Keefe and Karen Reed continues to grow by the day. Although Turtle Boy was the first media outlet to really dig deep into the story. See how it says this story? No, it's Karen's story. Into this story, it has taken on a life of its own, independent of our award-winning journalism. This is fucking hilarious. I did see. You have to go back and like listen to his just stupid statements. God, after it was because of our award-winning journalism. The Facebook group dedicated to discussions of this topic has nearly 20,000 members and is one of the more active groups you will see on the platform. Join our award-winning Facebook group. In his post, Aidan Kearney bragged about the fact that he was able to amass his followers with well over 100 cars and at least 200 to 300 people scattered everywhere in front of the McCabe home. He included pictures of himself wearing a Free Karen Reed t-shirt next to someone wearing the t-shirt sold by Kearney. Aidan Kearney lambasted the Canton police chief by stating, "It's disgusting and pathetic that this public official is treating a cop killer like the victim of a crime. This is the problem. The McAlberts or the McCabe's and the Alberts are treated as royalty in this town, and they know that the police will go out of their way to protect them. This is why they felt so emboldened to kill a man, frame a woman, and think they could get away with it." Kearney stated, "It's painfully obvious to anyone with a brain that the McCabe's and the Alberts murdered John O'Keefe." On September 5th, 2023, Aidan Kearney directed remarks in a YouTube video towards Chris Albert, the father of Callan Albert. He bragged, "I go down to your pizza shop and I stand out there for an hour and I yelled shit about your son. I just shit all over your child, Chris. I just shit all over your child, Chris." What the fuck is he doing? You guys, this is how you get a lawsuit on your ass. I went outside of your establishment, Chris. I just shit all over your kid and you, okay? And I've told the world about it. Just because in case you weren't there. Even though I was videoing it. What an idiot. I just shit everywhere. I just shit all over your child, Chris. Wow. Now it says here, he says, "I go down there and I shit all over him. And I accuse him of some of the most heinous things possible. And I affect business. People don't want to go into your business because of the things that I'm saying. I'm telling cars going by what your family did and what you're being accused of and what you've done to cover this thing up and what a scumbag you are and how you don't pay your bills." What an absolute, he is a manic man. Like, dude, take a Xanax. By early September of 2023, Reed's team was concerned that the police were potentially going to charge Aidan Kearney with witness harassment. If that were to happen, Reed's counsel Yannetti expressed concern to Kearney that if that happens, quote unquote, then a judge prohibits you from having any contact with witnesses. This prospect concerned Reed, Yannetti, and Jackson since they feared silencing Aidan Kearney would impact the defense's campaign against the plaintiffs. Indeed, on September 9th, 2023, Yannetti messaged Aidan Kearney regarding the plaintiffs, stating, "These bastards deserve all the scorn we are giving them." Oh my God, Yannetti. With Kearney silence, the scorn Reed intended to entice might diminish. Oh my God, this is way worse. Way worse. See, some of these messages didn't make it out there. You know what I mean? I haven't seen that message anywhere. Have you seen that message? Oh, you have seen that one? Oh, I thought maybe they would leave some of these bombs. I don't have all day. You know, geez, holy shit. Holy shit. This piece of shit bastard today decides to put my name in his affidavit, lie about fucking a video that I made and attribute it to Meredith. Okay, I take a lot of offense to that because I take a lot of time in my fucking videos, and no offense to Meredith, but I fucking made that goddamn video. And then to say that Meredith's out here producing that shit, but I find out why. Oh, he wants to get an RO on the hoe. Like, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? He's enticing. Incite, not entice. Was it incite? Oh, did I say entice? Insight, sorry. I don't know. I got to go back and look at the documents. Oh, we're printing it all right. Their lawyer's the one who sued Alex Jones. I don't know. Is it I haven't gotten that far, DB? This is just absolutely ridiculous. Aidan Kearney gets literally obliterated on the day after tax, you know. He's having the best week ever. He's about to get slapped with an RO. Yeah, his family in his house is better than everybody else's, so it's all fine. Okay, wow. Wow, Aidan Kearney. So here. Cheers to Aidan Kearney. We're doing a shot. Woohoo! Yeah. Cheers to Aiden Karma. Aiden Proctor. Cheers. Damn. What a fool. God, you know what? Karen Reed's like, I have to be a fucking co-defendant with this piece of shit. I fucking hate this man. Like, stay away from me. Stay away from me. In addition to using Aidan Kearney as a tool to seed the public discourse with defamatory material, Reed, through her counsel, also hired a private investigator, Sarah Ness. Oh my God. Ness had previously worked with Jackson in connection with his representation of disgraced sex offender Harvey Weinstein, and was deployed in that case to discredit victims of Weinstein's crimes. Oh boy. Even though I do think that there's something going on with that case, but we won't talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. Okay. On September 17, 2023, at the direction of Reed and Jackson, Ness visited the home of Brian Higgins. Reed and Jackson. Yeah, Sarah Ness. Reed and Jackson directed Ness to question Higgins and other witnesses using tactics similar to those used against victims and witnesses in the Weinstein criminal trial. While Ness confronted Higgins, who Reed and her counsel knew was represented by counsel at that time, Reed and her counsel watched from a blacked out SUV with Reed texting Aidan Kearney in real time about Ness's efforts. Sorry, in the car with the lawyers, stirring shit up again. Oh my God, no. There it is. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. So we're taking this as gospel? Thomas, nobody's taking shit as gospel. I am reading statements. In 1000%, everything I know for a fact right now that has been said can be proven in documentation, which is digital evidence. That's all. I will be highlighting stuff that these things have happened. Now, were they at the behest of Karen Reed? I can tell you how Aidan Kearney behaves, and everything that he did in this case mimics everything that he did and does in every single other case that he's ever, covered. So it's just on a way bigger platform and way bigger stage. Like, these are his tactics. And I find it really hard to believe that Alan Jackson didn't do his homework on who the fuck Turtle Boy is. So now everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But here with this lawsuit, it's just by the preponderance of the evidence. Everybody's just suing everybody. And now you got Melanie Little's like, oh my God, thank God I have content now to just read to you guys for days. And so does, now here the spins come. Here the spins come. It's a question. You can calm down. Who isn't calm? Okay. Have a good day, Thomas. We're here for the truth. Who is their attorney for this lawsuit? You haven't said. I haven't gotten that far yet. Yeah, write it in chat. We'll write the name in chat for you guys. Oh, hi. Hi, Thomas. Thomas. Hi. Sorry, I really don't usually ever pay attention to chat, or I will at least announce when I am. Chat's for you guys. All right, here we go. Here we go. Can Karen get her case separated? Well, I the fuck sure would. If I could separate and get away from this man, I would pay them. Right? I don't know. I don't know if they can, because they're saying that this is all like intertwined. That's how I'm reading it. You know. Okay, back at it. Back at it here. Stirring shit up again. When Higgins refused to speak with Ness, Reed texted Aidan Kearney again, this time seeking the address of Sarah Levinson, another witness who would ultimately testify against Reed. I'm thinking, why are you texting him? Don't you have that address? Following Higgins's refusal to cooperate with Ness, the defendants directed additional defamation and defamatory conduct at him. Remember when I said to you guys, why isn't Aidan Kearney saying anything about Higgins? Why is he not talking about him? You know what I mean? Was it a tactic to make it seem like Higgins had flipped? Remember? And now I just get to know more and more of how Aidan Kearney plays and operates. And the answer to that is yes. So as a federal law enforcement special agent with covert undercover responsibilities, Higgins suffered profound damage to his career as a result of the defendant's false and widely publicized statements that Higgins was involved in O'Keefe's murder. In addition, due to Reed's and Kearney's defamation, individuals have traveled to Higgins's residence for the purpose of taking photographs and videos. Higgins has been surveilled, and individuals inspired by Karen Reed and Kearney's defamation campaign have trespassed and vandalized his property. Aidan Kearney himself has personally harassed Higgins by visiting Higgins's residence on multiple occasions for the purpose of confronting him and generating content to be published on platforms Aidan Kearney controls. On September 19, 2023, Aidan Kearney hosted his weekly day live show. In his show, Kearney stated, quote unquote, "What I'm saying right now I am not saying this as a matter of opinion. I'm saying this as a matter of fact, that Jen McCabe participated in killing and planning to kill and cover up the murder of John O'Keefe. I am saying that. That is not my opinion. That is a fact." He went on to taunt McCabe by exclaiming, "Jen McCabe participated in killing John O'Keefe. So sue me. Why don't you just sue me? Because you did it. Because she did it. That's why. Because she did it." What a fool. What a fool. During the same live show, Aidan Kearney also called McCabe's brother-in-law, Bob Galvin, after someone sent Kearney $10 to his Cash App with Mr. Galvin's phone number. Aidan Kearney left a voicemail for Mr. Galvin in which he claimed, among other things, quote unquote, "Your sister-in-law, Jen, she done killed that motherfucker." What? Did he do that live? Thrilled by the level of exposure and overall impact that Aidan Kearney's publications were having on Reed's defamation campaign, Reed messaged Aidan Kearney through Signal on September 29, 2023, stating, "Look at what you've done to their reputations and to my jury pool." Oh my God. Oh my God. What are these people thinking? Why are they putting this in writing? What a bunch of idiots. Oh my God. This is just ludicrous. I told you guys he was not a smart criminal. Oh God. Oh, hey, Spitfire Dragon. You need to see what Aiden lied about in his affidavit, including my freaking video. Sons of bitches. Damn. DB, just watch the first 5 minutes of this video so you could see Aiden's past performance in this past like 24 hours that I found out about. He's absolutely off his rocker. Now, the courts were notified by myself this morning. I had a lovely conversation with them. Insanity. Oh, the exact phrase. It said, your sister-in-law, Jen, she done killed that motherfucker. But they have a little star, like a little, Now, around this same time, Reed and Aidan Kearney became administrators. Oh, wow. She was too? Holy shit. Oh, I did not know that she became an admin of the fucking Facebook group Justice for Officer John O'Keefe and Karen Reed Turtleboy Official. Oh my God. As administrators, Karen Reed and Aidan Kearney maintained complete control over the Facebook group. This is the group that caused so many problems, including the ability to approve or deny posts. Absolutely. Delete posts or comments and approve or deny new members. This is why I do not have Facebook groups that I am ever in. This is why I do not have a mod chat. This is why I think people are absolutely off their rockers. And this is why I tell you guys not to be involved in this type of stuff. What metadata, like, do not get yourself in those group chats through Facebook. It's the devil. Run. I'm telling you right now. I've never been in Discord, so I have no idea about it. But if it's anything like Facebook, I mean, you'll get yourself. Besides, you guys need to use that stuff time-wise. Like, go and drink beer at a bar instead. Like, go out, be social. That shit's bad for you. Hey, what's up, H-Bag? You sexy son of a bitch. What a day. What a damn day. This has been a Thursday like none other. It's like the Masters. You know what? Go back to Melanie Little's channel and cause more drama. Bye. You're not welcome here anymore after the diabolical shit that you've been pulling. Kick them out. They're just diabolical. They can go. Okay. Attribute lies to my name. Peace. Nope. You can have your opinion about whatever you want. Don't include me. And that person's name, last name Corey. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She wants her blow.
Yeah. I want her out. Because she's just a little kid. This is an adult. Yeah. No, I'm good. Here we go. Now, as administrators, this is going to be bad. Okay, so now. So Reed personally posted in the group on several occasions, including instances where she shared confidential information regarding her criminal case that had not been previously made known to the public. For me, that doesn't hit as long as it wasn't as long as there wasn't a protective order, it doesn't matter, to be honest. So like that doesn't hit. Number 68, bleh. Now, on March 12, 2024, Aidan Kearney posted a 2-hour recap following one of the last court appearances before Reed's first trial. In the video, Aidan Kearney stated in quotes, "We called them murderers because they are. They are. They murdered John O'Keefe, and I will not shut up about that. You can call them witnesses all you fucking want. They murdered John O'Keefe. That is a fact. It is undeniable. We don't know who delivered the fatal blow, but they all fucking did it." Aidan Kearney says. Kearney attempted to justify his harassment and defamation of the plaintiffs by claiming that they deserved it. For example, Aidan Kearney admitted that he harassed Jennifer McCabe at her daughter's lacrosse game and attempted to justify that conduct as follows. Well, guess what? Jennifer McCabe murdered a Boston police officer. She doesn't have a right to not be asked questions in public about that. You murder someone, you don't get to just walk around like nothing, like none of this happened. And this is my problem with everything. If any of you guys know who I am and how I operate, when I saw that, I said, who the fuck does this man think he is? We all have a right to live peacefully. We all have the presumption of innocence cloaked over us. Who does this man think he is to make any ruling and be judge, jury, whatever? He's an absolute ass clown. Okay? He wasn't fighting the First Amendment or blah, blah. This is absolutely what it is. This is witness intimidation. Everything that he got charged with. What's up, Cammy girl? Cammy's like, when was this filed? Cammy, it's just hot off the press right now. Come on in, baby doll. Yeah, we should not live our lives as guilty until proven innocent. Whether, yeah, exactly. And if you truly believe that, then you would believe that for the McCabe's, the Alberts. And if you can't put that in your brain, then sorry. I personally believe that nobody should be charged with this crime because of the investigation. You can't put anybody in the defendant's chair. Period. Woohoo, Lana Banana. Yeah, good to see you in here, Cammy. We love you, girl. You know it, the Spitfire Dragon. Like, he's behaving like it's like watching an 8th grader try to bully like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th graders. Like, that's what I'm watching. When anytime, like, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. But the Commonwealth, like, that's the people, you know, the Commonwealth state there. Just like we the people of, you know, Ohio, when it says Ohio versus whoever, we have a right to a fair trial. We have a right to a fair trial so that we can hold people accountable and responsible and all that shit. And after you actually see who Turtle Boy is and how he truly has maneuvered his life and what he has done, this has totally been a campaign for him. And now the question is what involvement I just wanted to ask myself, what involvement did Karen Reed and her team have in it? Because I now have done my due diligence in researching him. I read his whole book, and I actually read it more than once, different chapters, and went through a fucking shit ton of his shit. Stuff dating back to when he first ever did anything. And he is the same person that he was back then that he is now. But all he did is he just did it on a different stage level. And his tactics they've always been this. And they just got found out, period. And there's no place for this. Karen Reed deserved a fair trial. You know, he's bamboozled so many of us, right? God bless you, Lana. You read his book more than once, right? Not all of it, just certain chapters. Hey, what's up, girl? And it's like, sorry to disappoint people, but she was heavily involved. Yeah, I mean, the evidence is looking like that. But the reason I actually, I don't know Kate Peters from A Hole in the Wall, right? But I will tell you this. I have never watched an episode of anything that she's ever produced and found her lying. Every single day that I've ever seen a clip or watched something of Aidan's, I've caught that man lying every single time. I can't say the same for her. And so she's garnered my respect with that. And I don't care about their past history, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, Kate Peters has way more integrity than that man will ever have. And put that on the record. So thanks for coming in here, Kate. And I know that you went through a hell of a lot with that man. And I appreciate people that fight back. And a lot of people won't do that, and they'll run. So Yeah. So welcome. Okay, here we are. Okay, so before launching the defamation campaign with Reed against the plaintiffs, Aidan Kearney's YouTube channel only had 25,000 subscribers. I thought it was even less than that. Before the first trial, Aidan Kearney's followers had ballooned to 70,000 YouTube subscribers. The profit model. Aidan Kearney's willingness to work with Reed and his conduct is based on twin motives: greed and fame. 1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%. And I'm telling you, he was still weighing the options on how to cover this case. Is Karen a ratchet, right? Yeah, who killed her boyfriend, or can I be bought and swayed into Karen's innocent and she was framed by a bunch of cops? Which one's going to make me more money? Which one's going to guarantee me more stuff on the back end? JC says he is going to need a lot of legal defense fundraisers.
Everyone better get ready.
Yeah. 1984 first Christmas. Was it really your first Christmas in 1984? I saw that comment. I wondered if that was true. That means we're around the same age, and that means we probably like the same type of music. And because I'm a music person. Exactly. I'm on the side of truth. Hell yes. Amen. Amen, man. And when you're seeking the truth, like, hey, just give me the material. Let me see it for myself. Let me have my own opinion, right? And yeah. Nope. George Michael Christmas. That's funny. Last Christmas. All right, here we go. I'm about to say the nonprofit model. If anybody's wondering, it is 4:36. That means it's 5 o'clock somewhere. We're gonna do a shot for happy hour. Cheers. All you average soccer moms out there who've just opened up their pools. I'm loving it. Listening to me in your ear while you're, I don't know, bathing. All right. So, but greed and fame. So Aidan Kearney's business model relies on his ability to attract an audience by spreading outrage and misconduct. Bella's been saying this for a long time. He is all about outrage. That's his motto. Like, top 5 things. He is an outrage type of dude. He wants to put stuff out there to outrage you as the consumer. Okay. And mistrust, including most centrally through his defamatory statements about the plaintiffs. It is a very lucrative business model. Aidan Kearney and Reed have built an audience and personal celebrity by spreading these false narratives. Aidan Kearney holds himself out as a trusted reporter, regularly referring to himself as an award-winning journalist and a truth teller. My white ass. When in fact, he is nothing more than a willing, yes, purveyor of a vessel, vessel for defamatory material. Yes. That Karen Reed fed him to publish for her own selfish purposes. Now, I can tell you this. She definitely fed him the story. And so when he wants to say, I'm covering this story, no, you were covering Karen Reed's side, and I have no problem saying that. Okay. He didn't even attempt, and people were willing to talk to him at the beginning. And that's where I'm just like, you've lost all credibility with me when I heard that. Right in the beginning, I'm like, wait a second. Why wouldn't you want Paul O'Keefe as a source? Like, don't you want to present, like, any journalist would kill to have all the sources and be a neutral front and say, okay, hey, this is this. I want the audience to inform their own opinion, right? I'm not here to inform your opinion for you, but that's what he's there to do, because he says it in his book. It's like, if you're too afraid to tell your own story, okay, or you don't have a platform to do it, We will tell your story for you. He doesn't say we will cover your case. No, we will tell your story for you. That's his quote in his book. And that's exactly what it is. It's a story. It's not the story. It's that side. That's not independent. Bought and paid, motherfucker. Bought and paid. So once Aidan Kearney captures his audience's attention with outrageous claims, he exploits their anger and mistrust by urging them to pay him money in exchange for products that echo the false. Ooh. The Paramount's out in American political. Oh, I'm going to have to read that. Worldviews he promotes. That's 1000% how he does it. In his internet-based shows and content, Aidan Kearney hawks merchandise exploiting the quote-unquote Canton cover-up. His dishonest characterization of events, a Boston cop possibly being involved in murdering another cop, followed by an elaborate cover-up designed to frame the murdered cop's girlfriend. A design featuring a Massachusetts license plate with the word framed as the number, and a t-shirt featuring the text of a Google search that Aidan Kearney has repeatedly lied about, to name just a few. I would love to know how many framed t-shirts were sold and Google shirts. I'm just curious. That episode that he did with the Google thing, that's how I was able to see that he was definitely communicating with Karen Reed and her attorneys and acting to Natalie that he wasn't, because he had already Googled and knew where the Omni was. Aidan Kearney consistently hustles his followers to donate directly to him on his homepage and his posts. His YouTube features a quote-unquote defense fund where followers continue to send him money in his pursuit of quote-unquote defending free speech. And during his live streams, he shares the names and messages of people who donate to him directly while watching his content. For example, during one live stream, he listed that quote-unquote Stephanie sends $10 and says, Brian Higgins' car, front of mailbox. How does that work? ? Help. Thank you very much. Stephanie. Jim Ferris Bueller sends $5 and says, hey, liberates, what? That shirt's going to irritate your nips. Jason EMT sends $5. No comment. Thank you, Jason EMT. Carrie sends $5 and says, what news station is covering the trial? All of them. All of them. Brooke sends $2.50 and says, free Karen Reed. And can you say hi, Jennifer? Hi, Jennifer. Greg sends $50 and says, class of 94, we love you, John. Great to see that. Great to see that. Thank you very much, Greg. Okay. And Laura sends $10 and says, please wear that shirt to court Tuesday. You know who Laura is, right? I know who Laura is. After personally recognizing his followers, Aidan Kearney goes on to direct his other followers to donate to him at the link on his website or directly through Cash App. Aidan Kearney's followers buy subscriptions, donate to him, purchase his merchandise, and continue to visit his website and YouTube page, all of which boast his attractiveness to advertisers. Aidan Kearney has estimated his monthly income to be $45,000 to $50,000 a month, which he attributes to his defamatory discussions of the Karen Reed case. $45,000 to $50,000 a month he was making off of the Karen Reed case. Now Karen says, now the buffer zone makes a lot more sense, right? Damn. Yes, A. Mink says, a narcissist always plays victim. I've known Aidan a long time. He is the worst kind of human ever. Seriously. Oh, I can definitely see that. Yeah, he definitely just went ahead and lied in an affidavit that this is crazy. So Aidan Kearney publicly defends this corrupt business model by explaining, well, it's capitalism. If he creates a service that people will think is worth giving their hard-earned money to, that's capitalism. That's their choice. He claims that people want to give him money. People want to buy Turtle Club subscriptions. People want to buy stuff from the store. In coordination with Reed and at her behest, Aidan Kearney spread elaborate and false narratives about the plaintiffs because doing so attracted attention, personal notoriety, and a buying audience. He deliberately stokes social anxiety and political discord in his listeners because distrust in the government and cultural tribalism motivates those listeners to buy his products. Aidan Kearney also sought production and movie deals to further monetize his highly public defamation and harassment campaign against plaintiffs. On July 1st, 2023, just 3 months after Kearney began working with Reed to disseminate her false claims and harass witnesses, Aidan Kearney reported to Jackson that he had received an offer for a Karen Reed documentary from B17 Entertainment, a California production company. Aussie Insider? Oh my God. Aussie Insider gets a nod here. Aidan Kearney Unplugged YouTube. Oh my God. Aussie Insider gets footnote 32. Cheers. Shots all around. Oh God. You can just click on those things. Oh boy. Oh, and then oh my God, there's like a long ass video of that. Okay, wow. Okay, so the trial of Karen Reed, Reed's first trial. Now, this is where I said I was going to be really interested in how this panned out. So Reed's first trial began with jury selection on April 16th, 2024. Kearney took his live stream on April 17th and wondered if they can find jurors that aren't tainted already because Turtle Boy is everywhere. What an idiot. He proceeded to claim that they, quote unquote, can't find a jury in the United States of America anywhere, any country, anywhere because Turtle Boy's too big. On April 20, 2024, Aidan Kearney interviewed an excused juror who had previously engaged with his content and had been a member of his Facebook group. What? Oh, an excused juror. She explained that when she arrived for jury duty, she saw free Karen Reed signs all along the street and people were wearing pink in support of Reed, and that she could hear the protesters inside the courthouse. She also said that everyone in the room said that they had previously heard about the case. During the same live stream, Aidan Kearney played a clip covering the courthouse from Court TV. He proceeded to verbally attack the host, who expressed dissatisfaction with the conduct of Aidan Kearney and his followers, claiming it was disgraceful for them to harass O'Keefe's family. Aidan Kearney said, referring to McCabe, "You know what's disgraceful, Julie Grant? I'll tell you what's really disgraceful is when someone who Googled how long to die in the cold at 2:27 a.m. because they wanted to make sure or they wanted to see and find out how long it would take for John O'Keefe to die in the snow. When a person like that shows up with the O'Keefe family and rubs their shoulders and starts a support group called Peggy's Angels, that's disgusting." Aidan Kearney went on to say that McCabe is, quote unquote, sick and sadistic and twisted. That's what he says about everybody, you know? He says that I am, what does he say? Oh, that I think I'm smarter than Alan Jackson and Karen Reed. And I'm like, yeah, right now I think I do. I do think I'm smarter. This right here is telling me, yeah, I definitely do think I'm smarter than them. Damn. Lana thinks she just knows, oh, Karen didn't drop him off at 34 Fairview. I'm like, Aidan Kearney, she's just sick and sadistic and twisted, and that he has nothing but hatred to hear, as I should, because I'm normal. I'm a rational person. Any rational person hates Jennifer McCabe and is disgusted by her because Jennifer McCabe is a pig. I'm a rational person. How do you hate somebody that you don't know, Aidan? This is irrational. This is absolutely irrational. I do not know Jennifer McCabe, but I can definitely have some compassion and be like, yo, dude, you guys didn't deserve any of that stuff. Okay. Even if people think that, hey, maybe they should have been the suspect, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. That's not how you handle and conduct yourself. Okay. Sorry, you don't beat corruption with corruption, right? You have a problem with something, change it, you know, but yeah, but this is just wild. This is the irrational shit. Jennifer McCabe is just a pig. She's a pig. She's a cop-killing pig. Oh, my God. He proceeded to mock the court TV host again, saying, quote unquote, she supports a cop-killing pig like Jennifer McCabe, who Googled how long to die in cold. On May 17th, 2024, following the first day of McCabe's trial testimony, Aidan Kearney posted to X that McCabe was a sociopath and that she knew exactly where O'Keefe was dying in the cold on Brian Albert's front lawn. She plotted to put him there. On May 21st, 2024, Aidan Kearney published part 354 of his Can It Cover Up series, in which he summarized his testimony of the plaintiffs and claimed that the plaintiffs lied their way through their testimony. He claimed that they all have nearly identical, well-rehearsed stories, which isn't surprising because they've had 2 years to make sure they have them straight, and their lives depend on the consistency. And not everybody is like you, Aidan. He also explained that all of the plaintiffs were caught in lies at some point during their testimony. On June 7, 2024, Aidan Kearney joined the Morning Club YouTube channel to discuss the retrial. After being praised for literally creating all of the fanfare around the Karen retrial, Aidan Kearney touted that people believed, in response to Kearney's coverage of the case, that the plaintiffs engaged in a legitimate cover-up and a framing of an innocent woman in order to protect some of the most unlikable people ever. What? Like, it's not like they're trying to cover up and protect likable, nice people. They're protecting Jennifer McCabe, who nobody likes. She's like a Disney villain. She's so bad. And like, you're protecting her of all people. What a moron. Oh, it was the alternate corner Morning Club. On June 22nd, 2024, Aidan Kearney hosted his weekend live show as Reed's defense team began presenting their case. During the show, Aidan Kearney directed comments towards a member of the Albert family and said, "Your family murdered a cop, a human being," and then they covered it up. Then they blamed an innocent woman. This is not an opinion. It is a fact. It is an undeniable fact. The bigger injustice is that John O'Keefe was murdered by the McAlberts and left outside to die. End quote. In March of 2025, HBO released a 5-part docuseries covering Karen Reed's first trial in depth, which featured interviews with Reed, Jackson, and Yannetti, filmed during Reed's first trial. Episode 2 features the relationship that developed between Reed and Aidan Kearney before and during trial. Yannetti admitted that they wanted media coverage of her case. Initially, there was no coverage, but according to Yannetti, the Karen Reed case really started to blow up when Turtle Boy started shining a light on Karen's innocence. Yannetti did not disclose that it was Reed and her team who recruited Aidan Kearney to disseminate Reed's false statements. Recruited! Oh, shit! They used it! They recruited him, goddammit. What do you guys think? Can they prove that they recruited him? Ah, man. I believe just like everyone up in this, they did what they felt they needed to do. We will never know. Interesting, yeah. Right here, Reed admitted that her lawyers said that she could provide information to Aidan Kearney so long as it was public, but advised her to not speak with him directly. Nevertheless, she said she got nervous about who she was using as a third party, so she ended up developing a direct relationship with Aidan Kearney herself. They, quote unquote, started talking about the case probably once a day, 5-6 days a week. Reed, however, failed to disclose to HBO that her counsel on her behalf were directly communicating with Aidan Kearney at the outset of the defamation scheme. Damn. Mick Alberts became shorthanded for the McCabe and Albert families to Kearney and his followers. Mick Alberts became shorthand. Oh yeah. So they're introducing that. The McAlberts. I feel bad actually when I say that. In the same HBO series, one of Aidan Kearney's followers admitted that Aidan Kearney had spurred them to take public action. Another admitted that Turtle Boy was the reason there were people outside the courthouse every single day. The documentary features footage of Aidan Kearney conceding that his purpose in canvassing the communities and creating a daily courthouse presence was to affect the jury pool. Aidan Kearney's followers were so incendiary that the judge created a 200-foot buffer zone around the courthouse in order that no one carry any signs or wear clothing with the intent to influence what was happening inside during the trial. Nevertheless, Aidan Kearney's followers, who were steeped in his lies about the plaintiffs, showed up every damn day chanting "Free Karen Reed" and wearing pink as a symbol of their support. The run-up to Reed's retrial. Now, this should get interesting. Now, on July 1st, 2024, a mistrial was declared in Reed's first trial after 8 jurors decided that Reed was guilty of manslaughter, but 4 jurors disagreed. Following the deadlock, the Commonwealth announced its intentions to retry the case. Aidan Kearney and Karen Reed persisted in their defamation campaign against the plaintiffs. For example, on July 21st, 2024, Aidan Kearney hosted a live show from outside the courtroom during a pretrial hearing. The video, which is set outside the courthouse, depicts Aidan Kearney confronting a police officer who is directing Aidan Kearney away from an individual whom the court had restrained Aidan Kearney from contacting. Oh my God. Aidan Kearney proceeded to harass other supporters of the O'Keefe family outside the courthouse by saying, in quotes, "They're just supporting cop killers. They're supporting the cop killing McAlberts. That's what they're doing here." Or that's what they're here to do. "These are the cop killing McAlberts. These are the people supporting the cop killers who murdered John O'Keefe." Oh, idiot. In cold blood. They murdered him. They murdered John O'Keefe in cold blood. He asked the bystanders in quotes, "Are you proud to support cop killers like the McAlberts?" He continued. "I didn't kill someone like Jen McCabe, Brian Albert, and they all did. I didn't kill anyone, but they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They murdered him. They murdered John O'Keefe in cold blood." Wow. Now, on July 29th, 2024, Aidan Kearney published part 382 of his Canton cover-up series. In this post, Aidan Kearney explained, "I've been fighting for justice for John O'Keefe for the last 15 months. I sacrificed my freedom for that. But because the O'Keefe family can't get over their hatred for Karen Reed, and they have too much pride to admit that they've been conned by John's killers, they want me to rot in prison." He blamed everybody for him going to prison. Every single person, man. Every single person has literally, he's like, "You're trying to put me away in prison. You're trying. No, just because we don't stand with your antics. Okay." He made you draw a line, which was, if you support Karen Reed, you support me. And it's like, yo, wait a second. Excuse me, what? No. 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 He says, "I sacrificed my freedom for that, but because the O'Keefe family can't get over their hatred." Okay, blah, 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 blah. Kearney also explained that the reason he faced witness intimidation charges was, in quotes, "because I'm standing up for justice for John, and because I have questioned the people who the evidence shows murdered John." On August 17th, 2024, Aidan Kearney hosted his weekend live show on YouTube. In his show, Aidan Kearney discussed a documentary about Scott Peterson's involvement in Lacey Peterson's murder in 2002. Why is he even talking about that case? He knows nothing about that case. Aidan Kearney stated that, "That's how I view the McAlberts. The same way those reporters view Scott Peterson." Well, guess what, McAlberts? Scott Peterson is motherfucking innocent. So take that one. Okay? Scott Peterson is actually innocent. And wait to see all of the new filings that come out. But wow, what an absolute fucking dumpster fire this man is. Scott Peterson to the... I didn't view the McAlberts as witnesses. I view them as murderers because they are. Like, they're fucking murderers. They put this in my charging document. So let me say it again in case I wasn't clear the first 1,000 times. Jesus Christ, this guy's insane. That I've said this. The Mick Alberts murdered John O'Keefe. They did. The Mick Alberts murdered John O'Keefe because it wasn't Karen Reed. On September 14th, 2024, Aidan Kearney hosted his weekend live show. Aidan Kearney stated, "Think of how much that cost the Commonwealth, all to protect Jennifer McCabe, all to protect her, a murderer." Let me be very clear about this in case I haven't a million fucking times. Jennifer McCabe is a murderer, like full stop. That's it. She's a murderer. She did it. She actively participated in the murder of John O'Keefe. I can't stress that enough. And I have showed you guys on this platform that Jennifer McCabe, it is impossible that that she is doing the things that they say when she's saying she's doing those things. I was like, she has no flights of stairs on her phone or her watch while at that house. And you guys are talking about a killing in a basement. Have y'all lost your minds? I said, John O'Keefe was not killed in no basement. And Jen has no flights of stairs on her watch, you people. But he is too dumb to see that. You think you know more than Alan Jackson. I think that Alan Jackson's events could have been better. Yeah, I do. You liking that? Carry on our wayward son. He's just an idiot. He's just an absolute idiot. A real journalist would have looked at what you're providing me like, no, I'm not writing this story until I see some shit. Then I would have saw some shit, right? And I'd been like, you think that this went down in the basement? You think Jennifer McCabe was there? I was like, look at her. She has no steps. She has no flights of stairs. Do you see any of this? This is, nothing went down in the basement. I was like, that's just ridiculous. Like, that should have never even been a narrative, and wouldn't have been a narrative somebody had, if they're trying to say that to somebody that's a responsible reporter. Because then I would have called that out. Sorry, but you better pick a different place that this all went down, because it definitely didn't happen in no basement. There's no flights of stairs. On October 18, 2024, Reed publicly acknowledged for the first time her long-standing relationship with Aidan Kearney. In an interview given to Dateline NBC, Reed admitted to speaking with Aidan Kearney on the phone, quote unquote, almost every day for like 20 minutes. What are these guys? Are these people fools? Like, Jesus, what are they thinking? Like, on January 20th, 2025, Aidan Kearney published part 466 of his Canton cover-up series. In response to a claim by one of McCabe's friends that she was harassed by a turtle rider, the name for Kearney's followers, in public, Kearney stated, in quotes, "The fact that Jennifer McCabe has to cover her face in public like this because everywhere she goes, people immediately see her face and recognize her as a cop killer is a great thing." Oh my God. Oh my God. He is so fucked. Oh, hey, Jen McCabe. Can we have a pool party? Can I just come over for the pool party? Okay. I just want a cannonball on a floaty. Okay. Made of Aidan Kearney. I want a floaty of Aidan Kearney floating in the water. And I just want to do a cannonball. Okay. Can you clip that and get that to the McCabe's? Carry on our way. Remember, if you guys remember, Aidan Kearney's like, they'll never sue me. You know why? Because of discovery. Because of discovery, they're never going to sue me. I can't wait to get that discovery, right? Aidan, I can't wait to see your after 2023 temper tantrums that you threw and all of your discovery after 2023, because the only evidence that came out of the first discovery of his was up until October of 2023. Everything after 2023, okay, we don't have that. Lana, please don't buddy up to Jen now. Buddy up to who? I'm not buddying up to anybody. Come on, you know that I joke around. Come on now. Come on, H-bag. Yeah, I'll do whatever I want anyways. Doesn't matter. If I want to drink with people, I'll drink with people. If I want to fucking do cannonballs and pools, as long as I'm invited. You know what? You're right. We're going to throw the party at Turtle Boy's house because I'm just going to go and buy it. Okay? I'm going to go buy it so we can have, I'm going to Airbnb it. He's in prison. I'm his new real estate mama. Shit, I'm dead. Oh shit. Hey guys, we're running out the rooms here. You guys can all pick your favorite weekends. We're gonna have a calendar up, so if you want to hang out with certain creators because you like certain ones better than the other ones, I'll be there once a month. Okay, then we'll put Melanie there once a month. Anybody else that wants to jump in here, the lawyer, he could probably sell out the place every day. I'm not sure how his wife would feel about that, but again, welcome on over here to the transparency. Do me a favor and hit the thumbs down or the thumbs up. You have an opinion, make yourself known. I'll never tell you how to think, feel, or want to come on over. Pin the tail on the turtle. You guys, we have a rule at my pool parties though. There are no cell phones, none whatsoever. We have metal detectors and you have to walk through it. You want to hang out, you're going to keep your phone in your car. Okay, this is like 1996 all over again. This is why all of us always stayed out of trouble. Okay, no cell phones at my parties. Period. If you have a fucking problem with it, then don't come to my parties. We're signing NDAs. Oh, shit. Moving on. On April 24th, 2025, ABC released an episode of Impact Nightline in anticipation of the Reed retrial, which featured interviews with Reed and Alan Jackson. In it, Reed's attorney Jackson stated, referring to the plaintiffs, there are people in that house that are actually responsible for his death and who murdered him. And there are others in that house who are covering up that murder. Jackson also specifically refers to McCabe as being involved in a cover-up. Something was going on with John laying in that snow in the front yard. That means that this was a cover-up. John was murdered inside that house. His body was placed outside, and Jennifer McCabe knows that. The retrial and acquittal of Karen Reed. April 1st, 2025, the second trial of Karen Reed began with jury selection. On April 23rd, 2025, O'Keefe's mother testified. Kearney reacted on a weekday live show by stating in quotes, "She's on the side of evil." He argued that O'Keefe's mother is proudly friends with the people who quite obviously killed her son. Like, if that were my mother and I was killed, my mother would be looking for answers. And she wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm just going to be easily manipulated. I mean, Jen McCabe is a master manipulator. Jesus Christ, you projectionist piece of shit. No, you are. She's real good at fooling stupid people. And she's very lucky that the guy she helped kill John O'Keefe was surrounded by a lot of stupid people. Like, there's a lot of stupid people in John's life. What an idiot. Oh, God. On April 25th, 2025, Aidan Kearney took to X in response to a post claiming that the Free Karen Reed movement should be ashamed of the way they treated O'Keefe's mother. Kearney replied, "Your friends murdered this woman's son. Every pain she's feeling right now is a direct result of the McAlberts and Brian Higgins murdering John O'Keefe. You proudly call these people friends." Look at, now he's adding Brian Higgins' name after he helped Karen Reed keep the text messages about their little sexting and kissing out of the public. You sound like we're about to go on a ride. Reading this, we are on a ride. I'm just reading it however I feel. adding my little commentary about doing cannonballs in Jen and Aiden's pools. All right. Ours the first time that Brian Higgins really gets in there with the whole murdering. You probably call these people friends. Nothing you say or think matters at all. Despite quite literally engaging in, what was this? Aidan Kearney later posted on X, the idea that the Canton community is divided is a lie. The media spreads to make it sound like there are two equal competing sides to the Karen Reed case. There is no divide. There is the vast majority who knows the McAlberts murdered John O'Keefe. Reed herself also published more defamatory statements regarding the plaintiffs during her retrial. On May 1st, 2025, following McCabe's testimony, Reed spoke to reporters outside the courthouse about McCabe, claiming another instance of perjury, or instances, I'd say. Referring to McCabe, Reed then said, "She is lying." Then on April 8th, 2025, Aidan Kearney went live outside the courthouse wearing a t-shirt with a still of McCabe on the stand. With a what? She probably sitting on the stand. Okay. He explained that he was walking the periphery of the buffer zone and hoped to not be in violation with the shirt on. He went around speaking to protesters outside the courthouse, with people coming from as far as California and Georgia. People stopped to take pictures with him, and people handed him money, to which he responded, "People just give me cash. It's nice." Reed knew that her statements regarding McCabe and others, like the same type of statements that she fed to Aidan Kearney, were untrue and were intended to deflect from her own culpability. During the retrial, the prosecution presented footage of an interview with Reed and Yannetti. During the interview, Reed acknowledged that she previously expressed concern to Yannetti that she was responsible for O'Keefe's death, and that when I hired David Yannetti, I asked him those questions. The night of January 29th, like, David, what if I ran his foot over, or what if I clipped him in the knee and he passed out, or went to care for himself and he threw up or passed out? And David said, then yeah, you have some element of culpability. Moreover, during the Commonwealth's closing argument, the Commonwealth showed a clip from an interview with Reed in the HBO documentary. With a smirk on her face, Reed explains, "The closest I must have said was, did I hit him? I know I said I hit him, but did I really say it as many times as law enforcement is claiming I said it?" Totally. Like, what are they thinking? On June 4, 2025, Aidan Kearney posted a video recapping day 27 of the Reed retrial. In response to the testimony of Brian Lucky Loughran, a plow driver who testified on the defense's behalf, Aidan Kearney said, "I run Canton. I'm the mayor of Canton. I'm the most powerful person in Canton. Lucky, you don't have to worry about them anymore. The big wolf is dead. I slayed them. The McCabes and the Alberts are nothing." Referencing the McCabes and the Alberts, he continued, "They're pissing their pants every single day, counting down the days of their freedom. Like Jennifer McCabe is every day. She's a free woman. She's grateful for her freedom because she knows that she's going to spend a significant amount of time in federal prison, and it's going to be glorious when that happens." On June 18, 2025, immediately following the conclusion of the retrial, Aidan Kearney was interviewed by NBC 10 in Boston. During the interview, he said, "The people who murdered John O'Keefe are out there. They're the McCabes and the Alberts, and John O'Keefe went into their home and never came out of it alive, and they threw him on the lawn like trash." When asked if he felt responsible for the verdict, Aidan Kearney explained that he was responsible for the social media aspect of it. He also explained that he'd like to think that some of the evidence that was presented to the jury in court was a result of his journalism and his influence and his activism online. He also applauded himself for conducting standouts, putting up billboards all over Norfolk County for free Karen Reed, and making it impossible for people not to know about the case. Aidan Kearney was also asked who killed John O'Keefe, to which he responded, "The people inside Brian Albert's house, dude. I don't know who exactly delivered the fatal blow, but Brian Albert was there. Colin Albert was in there. Brian Higgins was in there, and the dog was in there. And quite frankly, every single person inside that house who has remained silent is just as guilty as the people who delivered the fatal blow to John. They did it." They did it. On June 19th, 2025, Aidan Kearney posted a live YouTube video discussing the retrial. Within the first 10 seconds of Aidan Kearney being on camera, he remarked that there were already over 10,000 people streaming the video. He hustled the listeners to subscribe to his page, and within the first 5 minutes, he had surpassed 143,000 subscribers to his YouTube channel. You guys understand that for what he supposedly accomplished in this case, for him to only have 163,000 YouTube subscribers is actually a slap in the fucking face. You understand that? For what he accomplished in this case that he claims, he should have like 1 million subscribers. He should have 1 million. I mean, I'm being serious, but you know why he can't have 1 million? Because he is that just fucking disgusting. Yeah, he's a fake phony, and he's a fucktard. Yeah. He should have a shit ton. I honestly was shocked the first time I heard him accusing these people of murder with zero disclaimer. Was straight up stupid, right? Just dumb. Dumb. Love it. Airbnb, no sellies, NDAs all day. You know, it's like if you're going to be a criminal on social media, you better be a good one with, come on. Like, he's just dumb. He recorded himself with everything he did and said. That's why I laugh, but he's like, I'm not going to prison. I'm not going to be found guilty of any of this. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? Notice how no one's talking about it? No one has his back. No one's like, yeah, dude, like, no lawyers are out there like, yeah, let me talk about this and like really be serious. And it's crazy. Yeah, you know how many people, yeah, it's just, oh wait, whatever. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you guys. Going back to our Google Drive here. This is just wild. So anyways, for him to only have 163,000 right now, and for, yeah, it just, so he surpassed 140,000 subscribers. 35 minutes into the program, Aidan Kearney explained that over 20,000 people were watching the live stream. They were. And that it was the biggest show we've ever had. He explained that if they had a message that they wanted him to read aloud to everyone, they could donate to him using the link attached to the chat. And they could pay, they could pay whatever amount of money they want, and they could write a message. For example, an individual by the name of Okasana sent him 150 to say, "You did it, Aiden. You did it. You stared down an entire system built on lies and corruption and intimidation, and you never blinked. Karen Reed walks free." An individual named Allison sent him $10 to say, "I can't imagine the pride and emotion you must feel seeing all your hard work come to fruition." During the same program, Aidan Kearney admitted that when the jurors came in after deliberating, but before announcing the verdict, 2 of the jurors looked to him and smiled at him. Aidan Kearney also admitted that he was invited to the celebration dinner with Karen Reed and her defense team after the verdict, but he wasn't. He invited himself. At the dinner, Kearney and Reed posed for the picture below, mocking Colin Albert. Aidan Kearney then posted the photograph on X. He acknowledged that he and Reed had spoken about recreating the picture with the same caption over 2 years prior. Oh boy. Last two I'd fuck with. Oh boy. On November 2nd, 2025, Aidan Kearney hosted his weekend live show in which he reacted to a podcast that he had previously appeared on speaking about the Reed case. In the podcast, Kearney admitted that he, quote unquote, protected Karen Reed and that he lied to Boston Magazine about their relationship. He explained that Reed's team did not want to be publicly associated with him. They wanted him to do the work of getting the story out there about what the McAlberts have done. He admitted that he understood it would be dangerous if her team were publicly tied to him, but that privately they praised him and they fully supported him. In the same video, Aidan Kearney also admitted that he approached Jen McCabe in the past to ask her questions at the direct request of Karen Reed, Alan Jackson, and David Yannetti. On January 12, 2026, Reed participated in her first podcast interview since her criminal trial ended with Rotten Mango. When asked, "What do you think happened to John O'Keefe?" Reed responded that he entered the house at 34 Fairview and much sooner than later met his demise. She bluntly concluded that someone in that house killed John O'Keefe, referring to the plaintiffs. The impact of Aidan Kearney and Reed's conspiracy. Every day since April 18, 2023, when the defamation campaign began, the plaintiffs and their families have been harassed and tormented as a result of Aidan Kearney and Reed's unlawful conspiracy to defame them. The plaintiffs have become prisoners in their own communities. Defendants have deliberately employed these false narratives about O'Keefe's murder and the plaintiffs' families as part of a marketing scheme that has brought Aidan Kearney substantial personal income. Aidan Kearney has an audience of hundreds of thousands of followers. He has purposely published statements by other people who falsely assert that the plaintiffs are responsible. As a result of defendants' campaign, the plaintiffs have been forced to endure malicious and cruel abuse at the hands of ruthless and unscrupulous people. On a regular basis, the plaintiffs have faced physical confrontation and harassment at their personal residences, their places of business, and their children's extracurricular activities. That's so fucked up. The plaintiffs have also sustained a barrage of harassment, verbal assaults on social media. Throughout Reed's trials, Aidan Kearney and his followers harassed the plaintiffs as they reported to court to serve as witnesses. The harassment was so extreme that the judge ordered a buffer zone around the courthouse to protect those inside. Aidan Kearney and his followers chanted "cop killers" as the plaintiffs walked by and shouted "Free Karen Reed" all day. How the fuck is this 25,000? Is this 2,500 pages because of all the exhibits? So the plaintiffs have had to undertake efforts to protect themselves and their identities. Their families, places of businesses have been targeted, and Aidan Kearney has stalked them at their children's extracurricular activities, causing fear and emotional trauma to the plaintiffs and their families. Kearney admitted publicly that one of the goals of his false, outrageous, and defamatory statements about the plaintiffs was not only to portray the plaintiffs as those responsible for O'Keefe's murder, but also to taint the jury pool for Reed's trial and to benefit financially from the publicity. Causes of action. Count 1 is defamation. The paragraphs above are incorporated and realleged as in fully set forth here. Oh boy. Reed published her outrageous, cruel, and malicious lies about the plaintiffs negligently and without. All right, next count 2 is defamation as to defendant Aidan Kearney. Paragraphs 1 through 116 above are incorporated. In repeatedly publishing false statements asserting, Aidan Kearney's statements were false. The plaintiffs did not murder John O'Keefe, did not participate in any conspiracy to murder O'Keefe, did not engage in any cover-up of O'Keefe's death, and did not frame Reed for murder. Aidan Kearney knew or had a reason to know his statements were false because A, he received his information exclusively from Karen Reed and her legal team. What did I tell you guys? This right here. He had these witnesses. He had access to these people. He had access to other people. And he could have used them. Who were motivated to deflect blame from Reed. B, he made no independent journalistic effort to verify the accuracy of the murder accusations before publishing them. He repeatedly ignored or dismissed evidence contradicting his narrative. And D, he admitted that he protected Karen Reed and lied about their relationship to conceal the source of his information. Exactly. What an absolute fucking idiot. What an absolute idiot. He literally this is wild. Can you imagine like Karen? Karen's just like, dude, just shut up. Shut up, dude. Just doesn't shut up. He won't ever shut up. He's a narcissist. He will not shut up. Eat a bag of dicks says, honest question, what does that say about her defense? That's why we were so pissed over here. We were so pissed when we found out, when I was breaking down all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, this motherfucker. Aidan. Oh, I was losing it because I was like, Aidan just told the world, it's probably been like a month now, told the world that he, here you go. I'm getting my information from the lawyers about the federal investigation, but they're using me in the motion to say that I'm the one that they got the information from. That right there, they're all facilitating misconduct. That's absolutely wild. And that's when I was just like, I can't believe that. Like, that was disappointing for me. You know, it's sad. Sarah says, I'm not hearing much of Karen here. It's all dirtbag Kearney. Yeah, I think we have to listen to the beginning part because like they're laying the foundation of how like she was providing him with everything. So, only problem is Turtle Boy lies, and that is what defense team will say. Yeah, but they have these text messages. So, again, this is a civil case. This isn't beyond a reasonable doubt. This is a civil case. Cannonball and email. I love it. I love it. What's up, girl? How you doing, girl? You good? This is what I say. And it's going down in history. The cheap comes out expensive. Fuck yeah, bitch. The cheap comes out expensive. You want to roll with the motherfucking shitty ass, dirty ass little turtle? Here's your platter. Alan Jackson knows this. The cheap comes out expensive. Turtle Boy is your fucking PR. That's why Karen was like, I won't do a goddamn thing with you, man. I don't care if I never make another goddamn dollar raising money. You are a sick, twisted fuck, you know? He is. He is. And I mean, I don't know. So let's see. These publications were not only individually defamatory, but also as a part of a continuous course of action conducting 20. Yeah, he's still going. He's still fucking going. The statements contained in Kearney's campaign. What's this? Oh. Here. Well, the statements contained in Aidan Kearney's campaign of harassment and abuse constitute defamation per se. The harmful nature of the defamation statements is self-evident. The defamatory statements implicate the plaintiffs in heinous criminal conduct, false implications of the criminal. Wow. Aidan Kearney's statements were of and concerning each of the plaintiffs. He repeatedly identified plaintiffs by name, and his audience understood the defamatory statements to refer specifically to the plaintiffs. The defamatory statements were published to third parties, including Aidan Kearney's hundreds of thousands of followers across multiple social media platforms, blog readers, podcast listeners, and television viewers. Aidan Kearney made these defamatory statements in an effort to increase his viewership and to profit financially. Yes, he did. And he was the errand boy. Errand boy. Can you imagine being someone's bitch boy like this? Karen Reed owns this motherfucker. Was it worth it? What they have here is a solid case against Aidan Kearney. Oh, it's solid as ever could be solid. Damn, is all I have to say. Here's a moron. He just kept running his mouth. Running his mouth, right? Aidan Kearney's defamatory publications rarely identify the plaintiffs to hundreds of thousands of people. Aidan Kearney's defamatory publications were broadcast to hundreds of thousands of people. Aidan Kearney's defamatory publications have injured the plaintiff's reputation and images and have exposed the plaintiffs to public and private hatred, contempt, and ridicule. These false publications have caused the plaintiffs to sustain actual and substantial damages. In light of his prior experience with similar sorts of negligent, reckless, and false statements, Aidan Kearney knew that his publications would cause the plaintiffs to suffer harassment and potential violence. I love it. In light of his prior experience. And did you put it in the freezer? Is that why? Oh, I don't know. Okay, is it out now? Okay, for tomorrow. Leave it out now. Okay, so wow. Remember that book, you guys? That book. Count 3. Aiding and abetting defamation. Wow, aiding and abetting. What's this? Defendant Reed knowingly, recklessly, and negligently and maliciously aided and abetted for the foreseeable wrongful and tortious conduct of Defendant Kearney against the plaintiffs described above. Among other things, Reed continuously and intentionally provided defendant Aidan Kearney with non-public and or confidential information about her criminal case and the plaintiffs, whether directly or through an intermediary, to direct, assist, and encourage defendant Aidan Kearney's tortious conduct. As a direct and proximate result of defendant Reed's wrongful conduct, the plaintiffs have been injured and damaged. Yeah. Okay, goes to aiding and abetting. Yep, as defendant Aidan Kearney. Count 5 is intentional infliction of emotional distress, and they are going to win this all day right here. They suffered. And engaging in her campaign of outrageous and false statements about the plaintiffs, Reed intended to inflict emotional distress or knew or should have known that emotional distress was a likely result of her conduct. Reed's conduct was extreme and outrageous. Rashid's conduct was extreme and outrageous because she orchestrated a coordinated campaign to falsely accuse the plaintiffs of murder and conspiracy to frame her. Knowing these accusations were false, Reed deliberately used an intermediary and encrypted communications to funnel false statements to Aidan Kearney for maximum public dissemination. Hired a private investigator previously associated with Harvey Weinstein to confront plaintiffs and celebrated the destruction of plaintiffs' reputations while monetizing the resulting publicity. Reed's conduct exceeded all bounds of decency because she knowingly destroyed the reputations and lives of innocent people to deflect attention away from her own culpability in O'Keefe's death. Wow. Wow. Reed's conduct was the cause of the plaintiff's distress. The emotional distress sustained by the plaintiffs was severe. As a direct and proximate result of Reed's conduct, the plaintiffs suffered severe emotional distress, including but not limited to anxiety, fear for their personal safety and safety of their families, damage to personal and professional relationships of 1,000%, and the inability to participate in normal daily activities without fear of harassment or confrontation. The defendant's conduct was so outrageous in character and so extreme in degree as to go beyond all possible bounds of decency and to be regarded as atrocious and utterly intolerable in a civilized community. Remember, Aidan, you do not have the right. Life is not normal for you people. The plaintiffs have suffered actual and substantial damages as a direct and proximate result of Reed's conduct. Now here's Aidan, same thing. Aidan applied the worst, if you ask me. Aidan Kearney conduct was extreme and outrageous because he published over 545 blog posts and countless videos falsely accusing plaintiffs of murder, stalked and confronted plaintiffs at their homes, workplaces, and children's extracurricular activities, publicly released plaintiffs' personal identifying information, including social security numbers, home addresses, and phone numbers, organized mobs to gather outside plaintiffs' homes, called plaintiffs derogatory names, including cop killer, pig, and horse face, left harassing voicemails for plaintiffs and their family members, and encouraged his followers to harass and confront plaintiffs. Aidan Kearney sustained multi-year harassment campaign designed to torment the plaintiffs and profit from their misery, constitutes conduct that exceeds all bounds of decency. Aidan Kearney's conduct was the cause of the plaintiff's distress. Yep. As a direct and approximate result. Yeah. In light of his prior experience with similar types of negligent, false, and reckless statements, defendant Aidan Kearney knew that his publications would cause the plaintiffs to suffer harassment and potential violence. Damn. Count 8. Now it's aiding and abetting. So they're doing aiding and abetting on both of them. And then they're doing, okay. Count 9, negligent infliction of emotional. Jesus. Reed's campaign of outrageous, cruel, and malicious lies created an unreasonable risk of causing the plaintiffs severe emotional distress. The plaintiff's distress was foreseeable. The plaintiff's emotional distress was severe enough that it resulted in illness or bodily harm, including but not limited to anxiety, depression, sleep disturbances, and other physical manifestations of severe psychological trauma. Reed's outrageous, cruel, and malicious conduct was the cause of the plaintiff's distress. The plaintiffs have suffered an actual Count 10. Aidan Kearney gets it. Count 11. Aiding and abetting of the emotional distress. Yep. The plaintiffs have been injured and damaged as described above and are entitled to recover. They're going for punitive damages. Everything. We want it all. As a director. Yep. Count 13. Civil conspiracy. Oh, shit. This is what I said This is what I sued people for. I sued people for civil conspiracy. This will never work. Oh, it's working. Promise. Promise if you're talking about this is working. Aidan Kearney is FUCK'd. Sorry, but he is. Going to the kids' games, fucked. Absolutely fucked. Oh. Tell her I said hi. Tell her I said hi. I think Karen just needs to show how he was. If Karen can show that motherfucker was then extorting and blackmailing me, you know, that's what it looked like to me. So if Karen go ahead and say, fuck this, man. Karen's life was destroyed because of them. Yeah. It has nothing to do with Aiden. It has nothing to do with Aiden. The courts deal with it. Aiden. We will all see, won't we? We will all see. Mm-hmm. I said, yeah, Aiden is issue here. Caden nuts. I've been saying it. Aiden is FUCK'd. My sources say that Karen Reed was being extorted and blackmailed, and I don't put that past Aidan Kearney because that's one of his MOs too. So what could begin as something, and then he's over here like, I'm out of material. Give me material. If you don't give me material, like he just runs off and does whatever, you know. He's out of control. He is absolutely out of control. Oh my God. He made his profile pic him and Karen. He did. He's a fucking piece of shit. Well, I hope they don't find Karen guilty of anything. I mean, I think she's been through enough. I think that we don't know what happened, guys. We don't know who happened, you know? All I gotta say is this: if this man talks about this case on his channel, he is an absolute bigger fucking idiot than I'm already. Like, I know he's a giant idiot. So, two big law firms on his ass. This will bankrupt him. Turtle Boy should have disclosed pending charges on loan application. Who knows? You know, he thinks that, you know, he's like, no, this is my life. You know, trust me, he is way more scared than he's playing off that he's scared. He knows what's coming. Promise. He knows what's coming. I just don't think that if you guys have all seen the writing on the wall here, he's been trying to take down Karen Reed with him. Okay? Everything that he has done since the acquittal, that hasn't been for Karen Reed. He's gone after her. He's said things that have literally helped proven things that they wouldn't be able to prove, right? And I just like ask yourselves that. Like, what type of a person does that? You know, he's over here crossing every boundary, right? Karen Reed isn't Aidan Kearney. I think Karen Reed can show a lot of things where she was like saying, you know, these fucking people are dangerous. Like, stop fucking around. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? And I think that this is going to force Karen's hand to do that. I would be filing. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. If he illegally recorded them and stuff like that, none of that can be used. I'm telling you, he thinks she owes him. Okay. But the truth of the matter is that we all see how Aidan Kearney operates. Don't think that, oh, he treated Karen Reed some special way. No, he treats Karen Reed like everybody else, like fucking dirt dogs. He treats them all like dogs, okay? He came out on his own platform and said, Karen Reed's a cunt. Fuck her. Fuck Karen Reed. You know what I'm saying? And so I think Karen Reed, if Karen Reed was to tell all of us that Turtle Boy was blackmailing her and extorting her, would you believe it? Fuck yeah, I would. Show me some proof. Because that's his MO. That's what he did. That's what he did with the recording. That's what I was coming out here to tell everybody. And I was hoping that Meredith would have watched the episode to say, Meredith, you were framed. Hello. He didn't send that shit around to people. He recorded his phone call with Karen Reed. He then sent it to her fucking attorneys. And it was to say, hey, you know, let's not forget how many of these I have recorded and all the shit we've done together or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Whatever the fuck he wants to come up with. And he's like, well, watch this and I'm going to blame Meredith for this. So he's absolutely unhinged. He does not have there's no integrity. He has nothing. Okay. That man is out for himself. And all of those people that are all around him right now, you guys are going to go, you're going to be taken out one by one. No ethics, no integrity, no loyalty. Yeah. He's just, he's an old school rat. If he was in the mafia, he wouldn't be around. Okay. Aiden did have, see, that's the whole thing. He didn't have great reporting in the beginning. That's the thing is he didn't. Everything was given to him. Karen Reed was basically writing those articles. He didn't do any great journalism. It was all Karen. It was all her attorneys. And you can't even go there with it because then the misconduct that happened, the attorneys gave him the federal information and said, here, post about this. And then we're going to use it to then introduce it into the courts. And then we're going to cite your blog. And then fucking, they only had speculation and circumstantial evidence to prove that until Aiden opens up his mouth and admits it all. He fucking openly admits the fact that Alan Jackson is such a genius, and this is how this went down. So but hey, there is sounds good. Wait till the evidence that the Innocence Project just did on it. All these experts from the original case, yep, they agree as well. All the new experts. Enlighten yourself. Don't forget the like button. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Nothing was journalism. He went to the city works to talk with the town criminals that get millions of dollars from Chrissy on the board. He did this to try to get more attached and connected to Karen. I mean, he's just a sick puppy. Like I said, if you guys are just joining in, look at the beginning of my live. This man just went and testified falsely to a completely obviously known falsehood, which is I was the one that put out a video in January, and he tells the judge that Meredith released a video on the grand jury minutes of Lindsay Gaetani. I mean, that's how fucked up this dude is. You know, this is what he put in. So I had to deal with the Boston courts this morning. Like, that's what the fuck I want to do. Nobody wants to do that shit. Nobody's got time for that shit. Here you go. So go check out the beginning of the show. He's an absolute idiot. I agree, Jen. Turtle Boy is excited for this. Let's be honest, he can't wait to get the discovery, and I do believe he has the truth on his side, honestly. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But he's definitely excited. He's definitely excited. But yeah. Yeah. So who did he have it there before he had it as Jason Broyles? Yeah. Yeah. It went from Jason Broyles' family to now it's him and Karen Reed. And all I know is that I think Karen Reed's going to pull the trigger here real soon, and she's going to file for the wiretapping. Just saying. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. We got so much more. This is the reason it's 2,500 pages is a lot of exhibits. So we'll see you on the next one. Be safe. Bye-bye.